Hi.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
It's Jason.
And Bill.
With another episode of Nothing's for No One. This is episode 1,000,000.17 and a half.
126.
Yeah, same thing. 126. We're getting
You're
Joe
close.
Rogan. We're coming for you.
What is he?
He's
like
over
500?
1,000.
1,000.
He's over 1,000. So
Jesus.
we're coming for his ass.
Sicker than his wife's podcast is like 500 something right now.
Oh, damn.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Some of the OGs.
Joss has got to be in the 400, 500 range now.
I would think so.
He was
He's
in
been
the
doing it for a
300
while.
range when I was listening to him like over a year ago. I never
Is
listen
he
to him on the
weekly?
regular anymore. Yeah, he used to be twice a week.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess like it wouldn't be too hard for him just because does he do it on the road?
Yeah.
I take it. Yeah.
He does it on the road. He travels and does it. He's got a whole mobile rig and everything.
Nice. That's what we're missing.
So today we will have a very special guest, Mr. Michael Belinda Jr.
The man that made our theme song.
Yeah, he made our theme
And
song.
our
He did our logo.
Yeah.
He's done merch designs for Warforged. He is the ingenious brain behind the atmospheric death metal band, Boreworm. I like to think they're pretty atmospheric, music-wise. They're sick. One of my favorite bands in the current death metal game. So, but we'll get to him in a few minutes, so...
Yeah. Before we do get started, and before we call him, as we mentioned before, we're going to be doing episodes now where we'll be talking about albums.
Yeah.
And this upcoming one is specifically new metal, and we're going to have a reoccurring guest. And for that one is going to be Gobo, and then we're going to do a death metal one
With Nate.
Who, and if you guys aren't familiar with them, there are episodes with them on it. They've been on a few times now.
Yeah.
I don't know which one off the top of my head. I probably should have wrote that down. But if you just look up Nate or Eddie, they'll pop up.
And most people who listen to this and know who we are, you probably know who Eddie and Nate are. Or
Yeah, if you know us,
other.
you know them.
Yeah. So.
So then right now we're going to be doing 3 albums, and we're going to give you guys what albums they are and a song from them to check out if you don't want to listen to the whole album, which I understand.
Yeah.
People are busy. I get it. It's bad enough that you guys are listening to us right now.
So we're taking the time to listen to them for you, these records. So,
but if you want to join in and you want to hear the whole albums that we're doing, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah.
They can all be found on Spotify and I'm assuming iTunes.
Everywhere. iTunes, YouTube,
Yeah.
Most, I think, huge streaming
Musical
services.
Google Music.
Yeah, I would
right?
assume, Google Play.
Never use it. We're on it, but
I never use it either, but it's part of most like distribution places. I mean, these bands are big enough to where they have
these aren't local
they're all
bands.
major releases, yeah. So
so first album is Sworn In with Death Card.
Yeah, we shouldn't intro that on the podcast though. On that episode,
What are you talking about?
I don't want to talk about that one first.
Doesn't matter. It's randomly generated.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, we're gonna roll dice.
Oh, cool. Like play CeeLo for it or just roll dice?
Just roll dice like digitally. Make it easy that way.
Digital dice.
Yeah.
There's an algorithm. It's cheating. I'm just kidding.
I fixed it. I programmed
That's
it.
fine.
The song is called Snake Eyes. You guys want to check out? And look like there's a music video. Right?
Yeah, that's the song I picked for it. Yeah, Snake Eyes. It was like that was their staple song from that record for a while. But
was that like the big single from it?
It was one of them. There was 2 big ones. There was that one, and then there was another one. I don't remember what the other one's called off the top of my head, but
fair enough.
Yeah.
The other one is the staple of new metal is Slipknot self-titled.
Sure.
But the song Get This, which I don't think was technically a
Get
single.
This was not a
off
single,
that,
no.
right? Yeah.
Good song, though.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a good pick.
It is a good
Safe
pick for
bet,
that.
but okay.
Yeah, safe bet, he said.
Okay. It's all right. I picked. Yeah, we'll talk about it next week.
You're gonna get it.
I'm
next
excited
week, so don't
now.
worry.
There's so much I want to say about this now, and I'm like, I guess I should
hold
wait
on
till
to it.
next week. Yeah.
Take notes, and then the last one is Finger 11, Greyest of Blue Skies, and the song I picked was First Time. It was like the single off of that.
Okay.
That is more indicative of who they are then, not so much now.
Yeah.
Now they became more of like a ballady type band, which kind of sucks.
The One Finger 11 song I remember was not a new metal song at all. It was like a. if I traded it all.
Yeah, that's the big breakout.
I gave it
And then they
all
became
away
like
for
more of that.
one
They pulled the
thing.
Stain basically. They're
Just
the
it was
Canadian
very,
version of Stain.
very
basically.
Stain sounding, like that type of like new metal, but alternative metal sprouting.
Yeah,
from new
I mean
metal.
these guys are essentially like the proto like alternative like metal and rock that is today. You know, but they came out in that new metal era, and those were like
they
those
sure did.
new metal bands, if you will. Granted, like with Gobo Pig, that's more of like the quintessential new metal, which we'll be doing more of. Like I said, I had one picked out I really wanted to do, but I was like, I'm gonna ease you into this. I don't want to just throw you into the deep end right away.
Oh yeah.
And we'll work up to it, or we'll probably do it on the next one. But yeah, that's it. So Sworn In, Slipknot, and Finger 11, which I think most people are probably familiar with if you're over the age of like 27.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, if you want, check out the whole album or check out just the one song from them. If you don't have time, or if you do, it'd be awesome. We're gonna talk about them and why we picked them and all that fun stuff.
Yep.
And yeah, that's it. That's it for talking about for next week. So if you want, it's call it Mike.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
Alrighty.
see what he's up to.
Yeah,
hopefully works a lot better than when we called Marv. It should.
Hopefully.
We were a little more professional on this one. We tested it beforehand and worked out the kinks,
like
the idiots that we were previously.
I could hear it ringing. Hopefully he picks up on the first call, man.
It'd be funny if he doesn't. You know what? I changed my mind.
Dude, I feel like everybody I call all the time is like that. I have to call him twice, and I look like a...
Probably because they never hear the ringer before.
Hello?
What's up, dude?
What's going on, man?
Yeah, man, not much.
Just
Made some
chilling?
popcorn, you know?
Eating popcorn?
Disrespect the show with some crunching.
Fuck
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
man. Well, welcome to the show. You're on live. This is me, Jason.
Ah, shit.
And Bill's here, too.
Hello.
What's up, Bill?
How's it going? We were talking earlier about one of the cases I built for him.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he messaged me. He sent me a picture. It looks awesome. It's all beat up right now.
Hell yeah.
I love it when they look like that.
Yeah, they are cool.
It's good. It shows that he's using it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's been going strong. Yeah. I had to build a bunch of shit into it so that people wouldn't step on my fucking cables and rip them out, though.
Just be happy you're not in a band with Jason. He's good at stepping on cables.
Oh, yeah. I just get really high and step on everything. So I have a tidbit for you that you might find interesting because you're an artiste. But
okay.
Fucking last night, well, I guess yesterday afternoon, there's this art gallery in Wicker Park in Chicago, and they were doing this like exhibit that was centric towards extreme metal artists, like dudes that do album covers for bands. So Dan Seagrave was there, and Justin, I forget the guy's last name, but he's done a ton of album art for bands like Lord Mantis and Cadaver and other black metal bands. But it was really sick.
Dude, Dan Seagrave is the sickest.
Yeah, man. He was awesome. He was a really cool guy. He was selling prints, so I bought one of his prints, and he got in depth with a lot of just a lot of things that I would never think of as being an artist working with bands. And it sounds like a nightmare, honestly, dude.
To be dead honest, it is.
Yeah.
It's probably the worst. The worst way that you could try to make money, I think, is working with bands for artwork.
Yeah.
Because every band, like, I understand it myself. I started doing art just because I didn't have any money to pay anybody to do it. I mean, I like drawing already, you know, and like that's what I went to art college for and all that shit. But like for my band, like I didn't want to pay anybody to do that. So I get it when broke bands are like, dude, we want to look sick, but we have like $12, dude. You know, between 6 guys.
Yeah. That's very real shit, man.
Secret stuff's awesome. Do they have like any of the other like Riddick or
There were some Riddick. The only speakers at the event were Dan Seagrave and Justin. What's his face? I feel so bad I can't remember his name, but they were the only speakers there. But they did have art from Riddick on display. They had art from that artist Eleron Cantor, who, if people don't know, he did the Relentless Mutation Arcspire album cover. He did the last 2 Hate Eternal albums. I think he did the last Breed album.
real paintery guy.
Yeah. Very like painting, like brush stroke type of dude. They had a couple of his pieces up there. They had a couple of other artists I hadn't heard of, and Jacob Bannon. They had a couple of his pieces.
Is that the vocalist
from Converge?
Yeah,
okay.
Dude from Converge. Yeah,
Didn't know he did that. That's
cool.
Cool.
Yeah, he runs Death Wish Records, and he's like an artist. I believe he does all of Converge's art.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he's very famous for doing like the Jane Doe cover and You Fail Me and all that kind of stuff. They do have pretty iconic covers for that band.
They do, and dude, I can't even tell you how many I feel like to this day I see like a Jane Doe shirt at almost every show I go to.
He does like a lot of artwork for the bands on his label too. Like, did you ever listen to A Life Once Lost?
Oh, fuck yeah.
He did like that. I forget the name of the album, but it's a very Converge looking album cover.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Back when there was still
a great artist.
Dude and it's all red and blood splattery and stuff. Yeah, great artist.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was on his label.
I'm not sure if it was on his label. They were friends with him, but I think they did like Iron Gag or whatever, like the next album.
Okay.
I think was on Death Wish. I might be wrong about that, but I know that they're buddies.
I got you. Yeah, I don't know too much about the history behind that band, but that was a fucking cool band, dude. Did you ever like them, Bill?
What was it again?
A Life Once Lost?
Never got. I heard of them. Never got.
Dude, I feel like you would like them a lot because they're very groovy and they have almost like a very small, slight nu metal.
Not
tinge.
a thing anymore, right? Or are they still?
No, they're not. They did like one. They broke up for a while, and then I think they came back and did a record, and now I think all those guys are doing separate bands.
They remind me of a band that like only liked the groove parts on Chaos Sphere, and they were like a metalcore band, and then they're like, all right, fuck it, we're just going to do only the groove parts from Chaos Sphere. And then after that, they got really high, and then they just wanted to make like stoner rock.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I saw one of the dude's stoner rock bands open for Enslaved a couple years ago in Chicago. And it was cool, I guess. I don't really like stoner rock that much, so I was just like, oh, it sounds like stoner rock. And yeah, wasn't my thing.
Enslaved is sick, though. That would be sick to see.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it was cool. Enslaved, I've seen them 2 or 3 times, and that was the last time I saw them. But they're always like such a sick live band. That's a band that I feel like I'm on the verge of getting obsessed with again, but I just haven't taken that leap because I know once I start, there's going to be no going back.
Yeah, a friend of mine gave me like Vertebrae.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is not what I expected this band to be at all from like what I thought it would be, just not knowing what the band is at all.
Most people
like, so this is like a Pink Floyd 70s black metal band or something. Like,
yeah, dude. It's so sick. And Vertebrae's such a good record, man.
I was really pumped on that one. And then I think I did the same thing. I got like overwhelmed because there was so much stuff out at that point.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll just listen to this one until I feel like I've digested it.
Dude, as we're speaking right now, I'm literally like queuing them up so when I get out of here, I'm going to listen to them. But that album, my favorite of theirs was this album, Retire, and it came out in like 2012. But it's just killer record, and it's like it's super proggy. And there's just a lot of like good solid material on it. And I don't know, man. They never, I feel like once they kind of hit Vertebrae and the album before it even, they kind of got settled in with the more of the Pink Floyd vibes, because they used to be like a straight up black metal band when they started. They were just like Viking themed black metal.
I was assuming that it was just going to sound like just a straight Emperor kind of band. And
yeah.
I was like, oh, this is not anything like that at all.
Yeah, dude. Like, I remember one of their records, I think it's called Below the Lights, was like either the first or the second record they started bringing the prog elements in. So you would hear like this black metal riff, and all of a sudden there's like a King Crimson part or like some Rush sounding break, and I'm like, what the fuck?
That's what I was gonna say. They do that thing that I really love when bands do, where they can like they put like kind of it feels like an improv section in there.
Yeah.
But it's like, it feels like the airplane's like taking off. Like, oh shit, we're going to some other place now. And then it's just like instrumental for a while. And they can like stick the landing back into like grooving back into the song after they fly for a little while.
Yeah.
I always thought that was cool, like how Rush would do like, you know, like Free Will or something where it like breaks down into a completely different, sick, everybody soloing kind of thing for a couple minutes and then comes back, you know?
Yeah, they're great at that. They're good at rounding off their songs, man. Killer band. Dude, that's my shout out to.
They've been around for so long that one dude's got like a fake name still, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Frostlord or something.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. What's the guy's name? I think it's Ice Dale. That's his name.
Ice Dale.
Ice Dale. Yeah, that is definitely his name because it sounds like he lives in like a trailer park in Norway. But man, what a sick guitar player. There's a couple songs that he's got these solos that are just like some of the most memorable solos. I could sing them right now, but I won't because I'm high and I don't want to embarrass myself more than I already am. But they're a killer fucking band, dude. I can't like, if anybody's looking for some new metal shit, not new metal, but new to them music in metal, I highly recommend Enslaved. But they have like 13 records, man. So they've been around the bush. Yeah. So, Mikey.
Yes.
Fuck, man. I've known you forever, dude. I've known you for so long now. And like, I remember, you back from the Yellow Sign days.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know you, but I knew who you were. And I was an admirer of your art. And
thank you very much, man.
Yeah, I love the Yellow Sign, man. And that was a big deal band for me because they were like the one deathcore band from the Midwest that, if you even want to call it that, because I don't even know if it really, I mean, there's breakdowns, yeah, but there's a lot of metal there. And it was just like this sick fucking band at the time that I really vibed with. And now you got...
Yeah, I think a lot of people would really call us a deathcore band. Like I always get like notifications that are like, you know, hey dude, check out this video, top 10 deathcore breakdowns or something from the 2000s. I always get a lot of stuff that's like us tagged in that, which I get, you know, like obviously we want it to be like as heavy as possible, but I know that I remember the dude in Oceano talking to us once and being like, dude, if you guys just stopped playing like Iron Maiden harmonies, like just play only breakdowns, you guys would be signed and we'd be huge. And I was like, that's stupid.
Yeah, it's stupid. Dude, you want to know something funny?
Way to keep that integrity. Good for you guys, man. That's awesome.
Dude, fucking Andrew McHale was supposed to be our guest today on the podcast.
Yeah, speaking of Oceano.
Oh, no shit.
He unfortunately couldn't come today. He wasn't feeling good.
Yeah, he said he wasn't feeling good, so we'll have him on another time, but...
I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty sure Andrew was the one who told me that.
Really?
That's awesome.
You gotta stop playing Iron Maiden parts. Well, I mean, at the time, honestly, he probably wasn't that like wrong.
No, because there wasn't. You know, that was what I thought would be a cool thing to separate us. Really, like we didn't really think that much about it. We just wanted to put all the riffs and stuff that we thought was cool into one band, and then have kind of like a Cthulhu kind of Lovecraft influence over the whole thing, like just paint over all the riffs we like with that, and then like that's kind of what we, you know, I consider that to really be like my first band. Like we had like a little band that we did for like me and Ben and Tyler did for like a summer.
Yeah.
But basically, I feel like EL Sign was like our first band, you know. So like the first EP or demo or whatever is like we're still figuring out exactly what we wanted to do, you know?
Yeah, sure, that makes sense. Damn, man. And look where you at now, dude. You got Boreworm and you guys are crushing it.
doing the same songs.
There's a bit of a difference, I would say.
It's the same idea. It's all the riffs that I like, and then you just paint over it with bugs this time instead of
Hell yeah, dude. Well, that's cool. It's a formula that I think works.
Right.
I like it, dude. Man, I remember
the record label thinks that it works, but
yeah,
I like it. So
they will. Maybe they will after this, dude. We'll pitch this episode of fucking record execs. And
hell yeah.
Yeah, and I'll be like, yo, you didn't sign my band, so here's why you should sign Boreworm.
We actually took a tour out with the Contortionist, like before our band was done. Like we took them out on the tour that they got signed on.
Oh shit! And they got they were on Good Fight, right?
They're on Good Fight now, but like way back in the day, like we took them out to California. Like, well, we did like an East Coast and a West Coast tour that was like split up in half, kind of.
Uh-huh.
Like we went out for like 2 weeks, and then we took a week or two off, and then we went out for like another 2 weeks or something. Mm-hmm. And it was like, it was supposed to be us and the Contortionist and Once We Were Buried, which was another like kind of deathcore right? band. Yeah, Nate Barnes.
Yeah, dude.
And I don't know why it didn't work out with them. I don't remember exactly, but we ended up doing it with the Contortionist. And that was like right when they started, like they had just put out Apparition.
Yeah.
And they were getting ready to take off, you know.
Uh-huh. So,
and we did just put out Ancient. And when we got to California, is like, we're all like the record labels and stuff. We're all like scouting, scouting them, not us. We were like the little kid dirtbag band that was like open for them most of the time, I think.
Damn.
We would like trade off, you know.
Yeah.
Definitely, like they got all the interest, and rightfully so. Obviously.
Damn, that's crazy, man. So what label picked them? They weren't on Good Fight at first? After Apparition?
I'm not sure exactly which label picked them up at first, but I know they ended up like signing with Good Fight.
Yeah,
and that turned into the whole E1 thing. After that.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Because I remember Exoplanet was on Good Fight because I had the shirt and had the Good Fight logo on the back. I still have it somewhere. The shirt you designed.
Is it the one with like the escape pods landing to the planet?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, and I made that. They never fucking gave me one. I told them, like, 4 times, like, hey, man, can I get that shirt? And they're like, yeah, sure, dude, no problem. And then they're like, I mean, they're all gone, but we'll try to work something out. And then,
dude, I'll find mine, and you could just have that.
I make them give me stuff every time. Like, every time they come through, I'm like, hey, man, give me your guest list. Hey, man, give me your free shirt. You know? Like,
yeah, dude.
He'll trip them into giving me free stuff every time, and just Nate will come and get drunk and annoy the shit out of them.
Oh, yeah, dude. I love that band. They're still, like, I think one of my favorite current metal bands.
Yeah, I honestly, like, Clairvoyant is probably one of my favorite albums, period.
Yeah.
You know, not even considering it's one of my friends. Like, I've been lucky enough, I think, to catch a lot of people, you know, like you guys and them, and where it's like, I've somehow managed to be just on the edge of you know, all these bands that do cool stuff. And, you know, either making a logo or a shirt or some random shit sometime where, like, it's sick to be adjacent to all this cool stuff that everybody makes, you know?
Hell yeah,
like,
man.
The Warforged CD is definitely, like, my favorite CD of this year still.
Dude, fuck yeah, man. Yeah. Thank you. Dude, man, oh my God. Talking about being adjacent to sick shit. I was fucking in college. It was like my first or second year in college, and I remember ripping the audio from the instrumental Boreworm tracks you would upload and listening to them on my phone. I used to do it like all the time. Yeah, dude. I probably still have those MP3s, honestly, on my computer somewhere. Like, I had a Black Path, Clandestine, Xenophagia, and fuck, the big one. Entomophobia, duh. The first version of that song.
Oh, shit. Yeah, with the different intro.
Yeah, dude. I fucking love that track, man. And I used to listen to that all the time and just be like, I've never heard anything like this before. It was so, I mean, it still is sick, dude.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, man. It's dope. It's a dope
I'm
track.
terrible with compliments, so I don't know.
I just remember thinking like, wow, this is like very atmospheric. Like it would get really, really heavy and gross. And then it would have all these weird, like pretty, I feel like I'm in outer space type parts. Like I'm staring at the stars.
Well, that's sick. I hope you see stuff, like that's what I always wanted was like for it to be like visual songwriting is what I wanted to make it, like there was a band from Michigan called My Friend Rudra, which is I don't understand what that name means, but they were a band and like I remember them watching us play and they're like, you guys sound like, this is to like the yellow sign, they're like, you guys sound like adventure metal. I'm like, I'm going on an adventure when I listen to these songs.
Sick. Yeah, man. It is adventure metal.
That's like my favorite description because it's not like some dumb like angular, insectoid riffing.
Yeah.
It's like I want you to feel just like hey, we're going somewhere. This is like a story.
It definitely gives off that effect, like for sure. Even a lot of the newer songs you've been sending me, which are like insanely heavy. Oh fuck! I'm trying to think of I don't want to drop it here, but there's one song that I know of that's new from Boreworm that you guys have not put out yet. That is like incredibly heavy.
Which one?
Can I say it?
I don't care.
Oh, okay. Well, I think it's The Walking Gate. I think that's the name of the song.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like got that.
That's one of my favorites of the new songs.
Yeah, dude, that song is disgusting. It's so nasty. It's good.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, I get to enjoy the demo whenever I fucking want. But I'm sure it'll make it out to the public eye sooner rather than later. Maybe.
Yeah, we're like we're in like the 3/4 way of finishing all the pre-production and everything for this. So hopefully next year we can record something and put it out.
Yeah, that would be killer, man.
Demo single thing that we're putting out hopefully next month.
Sweet. Are you guys enlisting anybody or are you doing it yourselves?
For the single, it's me and I sent it to my buddy Robbie Brown to do like the mix and master and everything on it.
Oh, okay.
To put a little extra polish on there because I know I'm not the most polished. I just want everything to sound scary, so I don't that translates to like listenable sometimes. So I enlisted him to help really put some like polish on a little bit, try to tighten it up and make it sound nice as like a one-off thing.
Sure.
And he's awesome sound guy. We know him from the Contortionist days. Actually, he does
cool.
tour management and stuff like that. Live sound. Like he's on tour with that band Bad Wolves. You ever heard of them?
Oh yeah.
They're a huge fan. He's like doing arena tours, and then like he'll go and try to like mix my shitty Boreworm track in the bus.
Hell yeah!
While he's like playing arenas and shit. So.
Yeah, damn, good for him, man. That's insane. That's a big name, dude.
I know.
It's funny. It's funny you mentioned that you like. You make things sound scary and dirty because, like, I remember, and this Boreworm reminds me a lot of when I first heard like Bulb's demos from Periphery, and it would be so unmixed, and the bass would be so high up in the mix, it would just be like. But I love that like abrasiveness to the production. That like, obviously, it's not the most listenable thing for a lot of people, and I get that, but I kind of like the abrasiveness of that. And some of those Boreworm demos, they definitely carry that same like. Vibe where it's just like insanely heavy and it's like shaking your entire world and body.
Yeah, dude. I'm one of those jerks that's like, if it sounds sick in my car, then I'm fine.
Yeah.
That's the extent of my.
Yeah, just fuck everybody
That's the
else's
extent
car.
of my tweaking for the tens of Boreworm fans out there. It's like, does it sound sick in my car? I hope it sounds sick in yours.
Yeah, dude, I listen to it on my headphones, so when it makes your doors rattle, that's straight in my ears.
That's a good mix then, right there.
Well, fuck yeah, man, that's sick. So you got the single coming up. You were saying, right?
Yeah, hopefully next month. Like, I'm sitting on it right now because we're deciding what we want to do for the YouTube thing, and then we got a friend that might try to help us get like a premiere through like the Metal Injection kind of world.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Hopefully, which would be sick for us.
Hell
but
yeah.
We're just kind of figuring out what we want to do exactly for it, because it's one of the newer songs that we wrote. So, like, Cody doesn't know it yet.
Oh, shit, okay.
And, like, he's still, like, trying to figure out all the parts and make them flow together so he can play it, like, so we can play it live and everything.
Okay.
And then I'm also, like, talking, like, all right, so are you done? Can we start filming stuff? Can we shoot, like, video stuff for it or something?
Yeah.
Like, because I'm fine with doing just, like, the YouTube audio premiere blast out thing, or like, but I think it'd be cool, since it's been so long since we got the music, to have like some extra cool video shit to go along with it. We'll see. Probably next month for sure. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, man.
Hopefully before Christmas, when nobody's paying attention.
You should put it on. Yeah, dude, you should put it on Christmas Day.
Yeah, well then I'm gonna have to like drop like a bug wearing like a Santa outfit, and then I have to do all that whole promotion thing, and that's extra work for me.
Yeah, that'd be kind of sick. I think you should just do that anyway. Just a bug Santa.
Insecto claws or some shit.
Hell yeah, man. Fuck, you know what? I feel like the Boreworm style and like the art and like your work, like, it's very, oh man, I don't even know what word to use. It's very it's very like inspiring in a sense that there's so much to it, there's so much density to a lot of it, and there's so much behind a lot of it. And I think that's like the shit, and definitely is one of the factors that keeps me interested in that,
Well, thank you.
Yeah, dude, it's cool. Like, I like that you could just do a bug Santa, and I'm like, oh, that's funny and sick at the same time. Like, it's like, it reminds me of like something, I don't know, like something from like Max Payne, or like
from what?
Like Max Payne or some weird comic book shit that's like evil, but like there's some small bits of humor in there, but it's also like gross and funny. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't like. I get what being in a death metal band is,
Yeah,
and you get it too. It's like, it's as much as you can shoot the pictures of everybody with their arms crossed is black and white.
Yeah.
Like, at the same time, that's funny.
Definitely, yeah. It is funny.
Take yourself that seriously, and like it's a concept band. It's been since I started asking people to do it with me and everything. I've always had the whole concept album, like Mythos 6-album thing that I want to do, so
yeah,
and that's pretty dorky. like a bunch of dudes like, let's get drunk and fucking pick up some chicks and write these big riffs and pay attention to me. It's like, I always like stuff, especially like when I was a kid getting into metal and stuff, that's like, you read lyrics and there's a story in there, or there's like some kind of nerdy thing, that's like draws you into a bigger thing. Like you listen to the band Bolt Thrower and you got that top level of, okay, it's like a sick old school death metal band, right? But you look at all the lyrics and all the album covers, like, oh, it's actually a bunch of dorky English dudes that are all writing songs about Warhammer 40,000. You know, like
Yeah, dude.
I always liked that. You know, like, and I like stuff like Cody and Cambria and everything like that, where it's like you got your face value. Cool, these songs are catchy. Cool, stuff sounds sick. But if you want to dig in and like go deep on what's going on with the band, then you got a whole world of
The concept shit.
extra meat to dig into, you know?
Yeah, definitely. And that was always like, that was definitely my approach to that band when I got into them. Was like, I remember I liked a single from the second album, and I bought that at Circuit City, and I got that one, like, it took me a while to get into it because I liked some of the songs, and then they had some prog elements, and I knew there was this underlying concept, but I wasn't really at that value point of it yet. And then, like, not until the next record, the third one, which I consider like that big one for them, did I really start to dig into all that. But man, I have not heard like their last 4 records, honestly.
Man, I'm missing that much.
Yeah, you know what? I feel like I'm not. I try to listen to the newest one because a buddy of mine was like, "Hey, this is like amazing," and then I put it on. I was like, "Ugh, no, like I'm not feeling it." And not like it's just I don't know. They don't sound like how I remember them sounding. I mean, they're almost just like, at least as far as the songs go, they're much different than they used to be as a band. And like, I mean, you could still tell it's them, but yeah, not
for like thing. That band, I'm in for like Keeping Secrets and the 2 Volume 4 records.
Yeah.
And then I check out after that. I think.
Yeah, pretty much me too. Like I think I have all the records up until that point, and then I remember they did that record with Chris Penny.
Oh, I hate that one. That was upsetting.
It's really bad, man. There's like no hooks, and like I was at least being like, all right, at least maybe Chris will rip, and he definitely doesn't really at all.
That's a bummer.
He what he does is he like distracts, because the original dude was like interestingly tasteful with what he was playing.
Yeah.
And it would make the hooks stand out and make like cool simple things. When you got a dude doing like machine gun polyrhythms on his snare and hi-hat, then it doesn't fit, a riff that's going,
Yeah, definitely. I definitely know. And it's just, yeah, it's weird. I remember hearing bits, because now they have that OG drummer. He's back in the band, right? Or he's been back in the band?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Honestly, Nate is like the biggest Coheed and Cambria fan.
Oh, okay.
Like he went to go see like the Never Ender shows and everything.
Oh,
and
fuck
like,
yeah. Those recordings of those are pretty cool too. I do like those.
Oh yeah, those are so sick.
Yeah.
I wish I could have went to that. That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
But like, we usually go to the shows, when they come around, like me and him will go, and when they play the new songs, I'll mentally check out a little bit, and he'll still be pumped.
Oh, he still keeps up with them?
Yeah, oh yeah, he loves them.
That's
but
cool.
like that's 100% who I would want to be into that. When he's like writing lyrics, he gets 100%. And I'm like, I gotta reel Nate back from like putting too much backstory and stuff. It's like we don't have enough songs to fit all this extra story in here.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I get that for sure. Yeah, and man, didn't the Contortionists just tour with Coheed and Cambria recently?
Yeah, I think they did like the Southeast states for like a few days or something.
Yeah, that's insane.
But Coheed's drummer had like a heart attack or some shit, and they couldn't play a lot of the shows or something.
Oh shit! Damn, I didn't hear about
they
that.
They love that band too, though. That's like the Contortionists. Being friends of mine, I'm always like picking their ears with like they got to tour with all their favorite bands. Everybody that we talked about in like a shitty band in Tennessee, it's like 106 degrees and we're all sweating. Like they got to tour with all those bands. It's sick.
Yeah.
Coheed, Deftones, Between the Buried and Me, like all their favorite stuff. They got to like do it.
Yeah, that's
insane. And now like it's crazy to like to bug them about like when we would put uncooked hot dog in their mouth while they're sleeping in our van, like to bug them about that.
Yeah.
When they're fully grown rock star adults.
Yeah, but it's still funny. I don't know.
It's insulting, but also like, are they really having fun out there right now, or is it all business? I don't know. I can't tell.
Yeah, it's probably got to be. I don't know. Yeah, that's a good question, man. I don't know. That world or that level of it seems so untouchable to me, to even me. Like, I don't know what it would actually feel like at that point where it's like, you know, you're touring now because it's more sustainable than, you know, you just like risking your ass doing it.
Well, I'll ask you in like 5 years, bro.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see, man. We will see.
When I'm still chilling in this bedroom.
Dude, you
and
better
guys
fucking...
are touring with Deicide or something.
Yeah, you'll be touring with fucking Queen. With the singer from Bad Company. Remember they did that tour?
Oh my God.
Yeah, it wasn't good. But it was probably, the show's probably big, so...
Somebody made money.
Good for you guys being on it 5 years from now.
Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, I don't know. It's very cool shit because you could see that with the Boreworm shit. I mean, at least the material, I could see it. You know.
I don't know. I don't think we're a very palatable band.
You don't think so?
I think the labels are mostly right when they're like, I don't know how to market this.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how any label markets our fucking music.
They can be like, you guys are like a horrible nightmare.
Yeah, exactly. That's what everybody always says. You guys just sound like a bad dream. You guys sound scary. You guys sound creepy. You guys sound haunting. And I'm just like, all right, how many words can you come up with for the same fucking meaning? You know, or the same.
And then that's sick. That's better than just being like, you guys sound heavy.
What if they were like, you guys sound buggy? You guys sound insect-y.
Dude, I'd be pumped about that. You know that.
Dude, what's your favorite kind of bug?
Oh, praying mantis.
Praying mantis.
Good choice.
Yeah.
I
What
like
about
that.
you, Bill? What's your favorite bug?
I don't like bugs in general.
No. But if you had to pick one you thought was like...
one.
That is the prime audience right there. That's who I'm pitching this band to.
Yeah.
People that don't like bugs. Good call.
People who are scared of bugs.
Yeah, I'm
I
scared
want
of
somebody
bugs.
that has like a primal fear of bugs to listen to the songs and then be like, fuck, I don't like this.
What's your go-to bug,
What's your favorite bug, Jason?
Tails of turn.
I hate a lot of bugs, I'll be honest with you, man. But man, I don't know, because there's like, I have favorites in different categories. Like, I feel like I should put on a bug award show right now. Like, most scary bug, most creepy bug.
What's your
most
favorite though?
Bug that I'm okay with, like that.
What bug can you kick it with?
One that I can't see. So like a really, really small ant, probably.
Okay.
Ants, I like ants because I don't think they look so fucking...
Yeah, they're not that frightening and they're pretty harmless. As long as they're not the ones that bite you.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And Honey, I Shrunk the Kids are downright cute.
That's right.
Yeah.
And they help the
When they're
kids
riding
out.
on that giant ant.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'd say I'd probably kick it with an ant.
All right, that's cool.
But I don't know, man. There's a lot of shit I can't stand. Like
Bees.
bees I'm not so creeped out by as I am just like annoyed with, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here. But otherwise, I don't think they look super unusual.
The more gangly ones are pretty creepy.
You want to know something really creepy? Mikey, you might already know of this, but like a couple years ago, well, this is probably back when I was in high school. I saw this thing on National Geographic about this like strain of killer wasp or something, or hornet that's in like another, I think it's in like Africa or
the ones
something.
that are like that big.
No,
or whatever.
they look normal, but they breed by injecting parasites
Fuck
into
that.
like
Mm-mm.
into like
whatever
This whole
animal.
video, dude. It's nuts. It's a caterpillar. And
Yeah, dude, it's like a zombie wasp or some shit, right? Don't they like make?
Fuck that.
They like
They impregnate into the bodies of other insects, and it makes them like it eats their brain as food, and then they just live until the larva is born.
Yeah, they're
Like grow inside of them. And
yeah, they inject a neurotoxin that kills the bug, reanimates the bug, and then like uses the bug as a host to like.
Oh yeah, that wasn't a bee though.
Yeah, it was a bee.
I thought it was like almost like a caterpillar though, like a.
They do it inside of a caterpillar, but it's a bee that causes it.
It's a bee. No
yeah,
shit.
so the bee stings the
Either
caterpillar,
way, fuck that.
kills the caterpillar. Caterpillar reanimates, lives, starts eating shit, but it's really feeding the babies inside, and then the babies just explode out of the caterpillar.
Is it just?
Yeah, that's one of the inspirations for Alien, that movie Alien.
Oh,
that was like one of the things that they were researching was like animals that use like living creatures as a parasite host for their young. Like botflies do that too.
Yeah, that's
but it's like less invasive.
Botflies, yeah.
Which is utterly horrifying if you look up any videos of that. That's disgusting.
Yeah, so I couldn't kick it with those bugs.
I don't think anybody can.
No, definitely couldn't. Moths, I think, are really fucking freaky. Personally.
They're annoying.
Moths?
Yeah, like a big fat ass furry looking
like
moth.
The Silence of the Lamb looking.
Yeah,
moth.
like this big ass one that's just got, and it's got these gross eyes, and it's like furry like a dog. It's like, but you are not a dog, you are a bug. Like, get that shit out of here, dude. You do not belong with that fur. Like, yeah, even butterflies I think are creepy looking. Like,
any bug that you like get like a sick macro photography shot of, any of them are fucking gross.
Pretty creepy looking up close.
Yeah, I would say that. Spiders too, obviously. That's like a dead giveaway one. But spiders are like, as far as fearful insects, they cover all the spectrums for me. It's like, not only do they look gross and am I creeped out by like a spider, usually like a certain kind of spider, but like there's spiders out there that could poison and kill you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, so this is bad in every sense of bad. Like, it just covers all those bases.
What about the like millipedes with a bunch of legs? Those freak you out
you
at
know
all?
what? Nah, they look like, I like the house centipedes because they look like little eyebrows running across your
fucking...
What
do they call them? Like silver something?
I don't know.
There's like a nickname for them that I remember hearing recently that I was like, that's what people call them?
Like house centipedes?
Yeah, like the ones you see.
They're called leggy boys, dude. Have you ever seen that
movie? Leggy boys.
Leggy boys.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, leggy boys. Yeah, they're pretty bad. I'm like the inhuman looking ones. I like the ones that look like they have like a shell. Like they look like a warrior insect and like their bodies look like they're covered in like it's very glistening looking and looks like it would be
like a big stag beetle or something.
Yeah, some shit like that. Like armored beetles. Yeah, dude, that's so sick. I'd love to hang out with one of those. I would kick it with a beetle because I feel like it would beat the shit out of anybody that gave me a hard time.
That's fair.
If we were good friends.
That would be scary if you were just chilling with a human-sized beetle at like a bar or something.
Yeah, but what if he was sick and he used like his horn to crack open beers and he was like, yeah, use my horn over here, you crack open a beer. That would be sick, dude. Yeah, then I just hit my arm around, you're a good guy.
Like, yeah, this guy's awesome.
Yeah, I would love that, dude. Yeah,
another round for my buddy over here.
You know what it reminds me of? Did you watch The Dark Crystal?
No, I've never seen it. I've never seen Dark Crystal.
Go after them.
Yeah,
those
bug guys.
I'm a big fan of like of 80s movies and shit. Obviously from like the Nate's show. I've never seen Dark Crystal.
Dude, that would be a perfect episode. Let's do it on your show, and I'll come on it.
Well, me and Nate had an idea where we were talking about like we've had a lot of people that were like, "Hey, we want to come on your show," and like it would be fun to like. You have guests. We'll come on your show. And me and Nate were talking about like, what if we did the guest thing, but we just make a mobile studio and go to their house and get drunk there.
Dude, that's awesome.
Dude, that would be killer.
So that you guys have to set up our studio while we're drunk, and then deal with us while we're watching these movies and screaming and upsetting your children and or dogs.
Yeah. See, you know how that would translate in real life if you came up here and did it? It would be you and Nate drunk, Bill setting everything up while I just sit there and stare because I have no clue what the fuck I would be doing.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I was thought it'd be funny if we're screaming at each other and completely ignoring the guests.
Yeah, that's it too. Yeah, that would
usually that's what ends up happening when we get drunk anyway.
That would be so funny. Yeah.
We were going to have a running joke for like the first season where we're going to have all these guest names on there and then every episode be like, we're sorry our guests couldn't show up today, but we still have it posted like so-and-so is here promoting this. and like have their whole name and everything, and just every time a apologize, they couldn't show up.
Dude, I miss your guys' show, man. I might actually just start watching them all over again at work.
Rewatch them, yeah.
We're trying to start it back up again. I wanted to make like the second season better looking, like look better and sound better, and have like a little more production quality to it.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out a way to like shorten it, because I know like some of those episodes are creeping around like an hour, and to me, like all I do is laugh when I'm watching it. But if someone isn't watching that on YouTube or something, like that's a big chunk of your day.
Yeah.
To commit to me and Nate drinking beers, you know. So I'm trying to figure out some kind of format where we can, you know, trim the fat and like suck it up into one more easily digestible and like make everything better at the same time.
Yeah.
So we're definitely working on it. We're trying to figure it out. Plus, we had a kid, so you know,
have the kid on the show.
Yeah, we're making sure that he's got time to, you know, get the wheels rolling on the kid, and then we can ignore the kid and, you know, just work on the important stuff.
Yeah, like music and podcast episodes, dude. Video games.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the really important shit. Fuck yeah, man. That's how life should be. All you parents out there, rethink your priorities and play Grand Theft Auto 5 and ignore your children. That's what I would do right now if I had a kid, because I like...
You should have a kid just so you can do that.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I'm playing Grand Theft Auto 5 now, though. That wouldn't mean I have to wait 9 months.
Wait for Grand Theft Auto 6.
Yeah, that could be a long time.
Then opens up that window to have a kid even better.
Life could be different by then, though, man. Maybe I'll already have 2 kids by the time Grand Theft Auto 6
Twice the
comes out.
ignoring. It'd be good.
Don't you guys think it's weird when a series like goes from like names back to numbers as like a sequel? Like Grand Theft Auto had Grand Theft Auto 3, and then Vice City, and then San Andreas, and then Grand Theft Auto 4.
Oh, 4?
Yeah,
Oh,
remember
when they
for
brought
360?
I don't know.
Yeah. You never played it?
No, I don't play those
damn.
games.
Well, that was the timeline. Or like, I think Tony Hawk did it. Tony
So the
Hawk
third
Pro
one was
Skater
the only
4.
one that like didn't have a number, but it was implied that it was 3.
3 had a number. It was 3.
Oh.
Grand Theft Auto 3. Then there was Grand Theft Auto Vice City, and then San Andreas, and then Grand Theft Auto 5.
So
or 4.
So
and 5.
technically 5 would be 7 then?
Yes.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Huh. So they're living a lie.
I hate when they do that shit in movies, dude.
Yeah, in movies they do. What can you think of in movies that they do that?
Like, shit, man, Terminator.
Oh yeah. Well, they did the first.
Well, I guess they just gave up on numbers at some
they
point.
gave up.
Yeah.
But
Did you see that new one?
nah, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I want
I
to
don't
see.
want to.
Did it?
Like,
It came out.
Too many burns in a row, man.
Oh, see, I liked Genesis. I mean, it's not a good movie, but I enjoyed myself watching it.
I slugged through that one.
I thought it was way better than.
I remember watching that with my dad, who was like the one who showed me all like, Mike, you should sit and watch The Evil Dead 2. Mike, you should sit and watch Commando. You know, like all stuff that I love.
You must have been so
And
disappointed
like,
with that movie.
I remember watching him watching Genesis and being like, him being just like, this sucks. Like while we're watching the movie, and be like, Dad, no. You're supposed to be pumped. Like, what do we have to show?
Yeah, right.
This is all we got, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what to show my dad anymore.
How about that
I feel
Christian-
embarrassed for my generation.
Dude, how about that Christian Bale one though? That was pretty rough.
That is
I did like Salvation, and in fact, we watched that on that tour that we did with the Contortionists. There was a show that got like canceled because there was a tornado, and we just went to a movie theater that was still open during the tornado and watched.
Where were you?
What if that was the last movie you ever saw because you guys got hit by a fucking tornado? That'd be rough.
Yeah, that would be
I
rough.
would probably be like, "Is this part of the movie?" And then get impaled by a piece of like chair or some shit.
This is what 4D is? Fuck.
What would you go out with for your last movie? Like if you're on death row, you're gonna get the
Last
chair.
movie you could ever
What would
watch
be the
before
last
you
movie that
die?
you could watch? Yeah.
Fifth Element.
Really?
Yep.
Whoa, that was a quick one with like no thought, and I don't know
Love
if I
that
back
movie.
that
That
choice,
is
but it's
not
fine.
exactly what I thought Bill would say.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't expect that either. I
Love
was
that
like, whoa,
movie.
really?
Yeah.
Like Fifth Element?
I've watched that movie so many times. It's
All
not
right.
funny.
How about you?
That's pretty intense.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
on
an
the
intense
element.
question.
What would you do? What would you pick, Mikey? Do you know?
Is either The Thing
Oh, good.
or Predator.
Ooh, real good choice.
I would either be in between Castaway with Tom Cruise.
So mature. Such a mature choice.
What are you, 47?
Oh, man.
You got to pick something different. You can't pick Castaway.
I would go with
Castaway,
well,
jeez.
maybe Space Jam.
You keep going with like an Academy Award-winning film. That's not
That, man. maybe I would watch The Friday After Next.
Fuck. That's like killing yourself twice. What are you doing?
That's a good one, man. If I like got to, what if
All right, I
I
changed my answer. It's Starship Troopers, dude.
Starship
Oh,
Troopers? That's a
fuck
good
yeah.
one. That's a very Boreworm-esque movie too.
I would also
Exactly.
do, I would
Yeah.
do RoboCop as well. That'd be a good
No,
one.
that's too
Oh,
like the
fuck.
beginning's too
Oh,
rough,
man.
man.
I
That
love
would be
that
I'd be
movie.
sad going out on that. Like, oh, just watch this guy get tortured.
It's in the beginning though.
Yeah, I know,
At the end,
but still,
it's
I'm
way
just
more
like,
uplifting.
eh.
The movie rules. Another Paul Verhoeven movie.
I can't do Castaway, man.
No.
Why? It's a movie.
Castaway is your last movie.
That's a good movie.
You can't go out on like The Color Purple or something. Like,
I've never seen The Color Purple. You know what? Maybe 3 Billboards in Ebbing, Missouri. That would be my last movie.
Jesus.
Yeah,
that's
Really?
way too.
Good God.
You're gonna die to that.
Yeah, dude. Have you guys seen that movie?
No.
Oh,
but
it's a great.
I'm
fucking
sure it
film.
is, but really, that's the last movie you'd want to ever
Probably,
see.
man. Yeah,
Fuck.
something that made me feel something. Where I'm just like, oh man, I feel
All right,
like
man.
I'm
If you're going out on that, I'm going out on Kindergarten Cop, dude.
Oh. Fuck yeah.
Kindergarten Cop.
Wait, what about
Wow.
Cop and a Half? That'd be a good one of the last
Cop
movie you ever
in
see.
Half.
Man.
Cop and a Half. Burt Reynolds
Cop
and that
and a
little
Half.
black kid.
Oh, sick. Oh god.
It's awesome.
I'd probably choose Copland for my
That's another
dad. My
thing.
dad loves Copland.
Oh, really? Sylvester
Yeah, he
Stallone?
always talks about it. He literally texted me about it the other day. He's like, "You ever see Copland?" I'm like, "Dude,
Every day. It's
what?
just like,
Like,
have you
come
seen it
on,
yet?
man.
Have you
Yeah.
watched it again?
No, it's not like that. But like, I've watched it with him, and I'm like, "We've seen this movie."
And he still is like,
Yeah,
have you seen it yet? You need
Yeah.
to watch it again. Make
And
it an
then-
annual thing.
Yeah, and he brought it up the other day too. That he's like, "You ever see Copland?" And I'm like, "Dude."
When was the last time he saw it?
The other day, because he was texting it. It was like
That's why he thought about it?
literally like
Yeah, yeah.
2 days ago. Yeah.
I don't think
I'm
I've
gonna
actually
guarantee this
seen
right
it.
now. I'm never gonna watch Copland.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen
My
it.
dad listens
to
the show,
Sorry,
so-
Frank. I don't know if I ever will see it, but
It's a good movie.
I don't know. If your dad hounds me enough, maybe I will.
It's with Sylvester Stallone, so you know it's quality.
I don't even remember who else is in that.
I don't either.
Dude, Jason, you know I don't want to watch good movies, dude.
Fine.
He's not about that life.
All
man.
right.
I want
How
to go
about-
out
how about
laughing, man.
Bram
I'm gonna watch
Stoker's-
Face Off.
Bram Stoker's.
yeah.
Bram Stoker's.
Bram
Stoker's.
Stoker.
Yeah, Bram Stoker's Dracula with Gary Oldman, and he's got the
And
the
Keanu
hair that
Reeves.
looks like titties. Yeah, Keanu
And a very
Reeves.
gorgeous Winona Ryder.
And-
That would be a good one.
And Anthony Hopkins as Van Helsing.
That's right,
Oh,
yeah.
Dude, what do you think is the sickest part of that Dracula movie? I already have my answer, but what's yours?
Like
Man, it's been so long since I've seen that movie.
probably the part where like he's all bat-like and he goes like he says Mina in that really weird voice. He's like Mina, and he like gets up and he looks like a fucked up bat. Yeah, that's probably mine.
See, I like the part where like that chick's walking around and then finds him in the courtyard and he's a werewolf or whatever, and he's like, "You do not see me."
Oh, dude, that part is fucked, man. Yeah, that movie's weird as shit. Like that whole sex cult wolf thing going on.
I need to watch this
Very
again.
promiscuous.
It's been so long since I've seen it.
Well, happy Halloween. Halloween's over, but you should still watch it.
can watch it
You know
whenever
what
I
else?
want.
Another good scene from that movie is like where he's with Keanu and they're walking around his castle and his shadow is doing all this insane
Stuff in the
shit, like
background.
having a
Yeah.
seizure. That's good. That part's fucked.
That's got some really cool cinematography. Is that?
Yeah, definitely.
I remember it being a very good looking film.
Yeah. It's like a 10 out of 10. I would be willing to watch that as my last movie.
Okay.
Probably not.
Bram Stoker's Dracula is my last movie.
Nah,
You know, if I call people on my phone, it says Dracula as my name.
really?
Yeah, I forgot when you can change it. Like, when I first got, like, my iPhone, like, years ago.
You can change what your name
was
is?
just to the website. Yeah, so whenever... And it's
What?
like, you could change it then, but you can't change it now. So now it's stuck, because I have the same phone company. So for, like, 6 years, anytime I call anyone, their caller ID says he's Dracula.
That's sick, though. I wish you put Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Very
So whenever I like
specific.
delivered pizzas or anything, and I would have to call like somebody because they weren't answering the door, it would just be like, "You're getting a call from Dracula."
That's a good. I would want my pizza delivered from Dracula, specifically Gary Oldman.
Dude, I had
as
people that wouldn't
Dracula.
answer the phone because it said that.
Yeah,
awesome.
People would be afraid to answer the phone though. So, but that could be more free pizza.
Real life adults got scared that real life Dracula was calling.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty much what was
That's how
happening
stupid
anyway.
people are now.
Well, yeah, dude. They're not stupid. They're looking out for themselves, man.
playing it
Dracula's
safe,
on the
man.
hunt.
I wish somebody would have came to the door with a steak.
Man, ugh. Dude. So, what would be your video game? The last video game you
Oh,
could play
man.
before dying?
Mass Effect 2.
Really?
Yeah. Once again,
Yeah,
shot
another-
I have all the Mass Effect games here. I never play them.
Oh man, it's
Really?
like one of my
All
favorite.
three of them, I haven't played any of them.
I've never played them either, but I
I
can
love
now
it.
for PS4.
Should. I
I
think you
won't.
dig it.
No. What about you?
What did you say, Jason?
Yeah. Pokemon?
Nah. That's a long game. I would honestly probably go out with like. This is tough, dude. I don't know. Like maybe the OG Luigi's Mansion or maybe Mario Sunshine.
I'm just picturing like you playing a video game, and then like as soon as you beat it,
All
you just
right,
get
dude.
killed horrendously.
Yeah.
like
shot
any
up
of
like
us, it's
thing,
like it's like as soon as it's like game over, it's like doom, just done. You're
yeah, like
annihilated.
they drop an anvil
Yeah,
on
just
us.
something horrendous. Like you're on the end of a train track, and it's just like
Yeah.
gonna come as soon as you're done.
Yeah, I win.
Is that how it goes when you're done? When you beat the game is when you die, or when like you have as long to live as it takes you to beat it?
No, when you beat the game, you die. So technically, you could cheat death by eternally playing a video game.
Oh, well then Tetris.
Yeah.
There you go. Oh, man.
Dude, that's fucked because that's like pressure.
That is-
I would do the Grand Theft Auto San Andreas if that was my choice because I could do whatever I want in that game. Before beating
I think if I was going to pick a game that I like enjoyed playing, and then like when I'm done, like all right, cool, then I'm dead. Then it's
Yeah.
going to be like it's going to either be like Super Mario World, just because it's like fun to play. I feel like still,
Yeah.
or it's going to be like Zelda 64, like Ocarina of Time,
Ooh, good
something like
choice.
that, where like I just enjoyed playing it the whole time. So if I'm going to die, then I'm going to play that. You know,
Okay.
maybe something that's like too hard, but it's going to be entertaining enough. I don't know, man. I like old games.
Right. But what about a game if you like,
Pick a game that you got so frustrated with that you know what? Fuck it, kill me.
yeah, like
There's
I'm
like
not gonna
every
beat
game
this.
for me.
like Halo 2 on legendary difficulty or whatever.
right? You're like, you know what? Just fucking
Yeah.
do it. I'm
Just
done.
fucking do
I'm
it.
done.
Yeah. What a weird circumstance. What crime do you think you would have to commit to get to that point in your life?
To have it so that you play one last video game and then
Yeah,
get
like that's the
annihilated.
punishment. What do you think? What are the events leading
Leading
up
up
to
to
this?
that, I don't know.
It's
Would it-
hard.
It'd have to be something pretty like fucked up, but not that fucked
not
up that
that
they're gonna
bad,
let you
yeah.
like go for like a minute.
Maybe like oh, I know what it is. You drove your car through a restaurant where someone almost got raped and you murdered the rapist, but you drove your car and accidentally killed innocent people and fucked up a Taco Bell.
I like that specifically a Taco Bell.
Yeah.
I think given that those circumstances are so very particular,
Yeah.
that seems fair.
Yeah. What do you think, Mikey?
I don't think you would get the death by video game penalty by fucking up a Taco Bell, dude.
Yeah,
I think
but you
people
also
would be
kill
careful.
people.
I like that's your takeaway.
Yeah.
It's like concerned about the Taco Bell, but not so much.
What would you think it would be then? Wait, what do you think would get to that point? What crime?
It's completely. There's no way that you would get a gift of playing your favorite video game before you die if you did anything horrible enough to be on a death penalty.
Well, in a world
No
where
way.
it could happen, what do you think you would? What do you think you would have to do? Clearly,
They're like,
definitely
all
not
right,
sober
so we
thoughts,
know you
right?
burned those 26 nuns, but
Yeah,
Then-
fuck yeah.
said you were sorry. We'll let you play this video game until you're done.
You have to plead guilty. That would probably be the catch.
Okay.
Right? And they're like, all right, you admit it, but
All right, thanks for letting us. Yeah,
So we'll
thanks
let
for
you
making
play
this
a game.
easy, so you can play
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto San Andreas until you die, and then jokes on them because I'm eternally playing the game, because you could eat and live in that game, and like, or I'd probably honestly pick Grand Theft Auto 5 because there's a lot more with it, and there's less to get bored doing. But I already picked San Andreas, so there's no going back.
yeah, it's too
So
late.
I would just do all the side missions forever and like the side quests and never beat the main story and just take
drive
my
around
time
the
with it
city
very slowly.
forever.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's 3 cities in that game, so I would
Whoever your
like.
executioners would probably catch on to that whole ruse and just probably kill you.
Well, no, because it's technically within the clause of this law that doesn't exist.
Oh, they might need to fix it then.
Dude, I already did this. All right, I got fired from my job illegally, and then I was on unemployment, and I played Skyrim for like 400 hours. So I
Oh,
already did this.
You've lived this life.
dude, I've never played Skyrim, man. I was thinking about it.
Awesome.
That's the last time I played any game like a lot.
What did
Since then, I don't
you
think I've had any interest in really playing any newer games that much, really.
what did you play it on?
Just 360.
Oh, damn. Skyrim came out for 360? Holy shit.
And then
Yeah.
They remastered it for the new
For
systems.
for
For
oh,
PlayStation
shit, for
and Xbox.
Xbox One.
This
Damn, I
was
didn't-
years ago. This is like when the game came out.
I feel like it's not that old of a game, but I guess it really is now.
Yeah.
God damn.
I definitely spent 100 hours just collecting skulls from around the world and putting them in one house that I owned.
Yeah.
And then at some point it glitched and there was no skulls in there. And I was like, all right, cool, I'm going to get a job.
Well,
I should probably do something
yeah,
else.
that'd be a good game to play because you can't really. Do you beat Skyrim? Do you beat like a story?
Yeah, but you could. I don't.
Isn't it an
I mean,
MMO?
Yeah. No.
That's just
It
RPG.
depends on which one. So if it's like older, like what's it, Skyrim? That is not an MMO. That's just an
Okay.
RPG. That I mean, I guess you could technically play it indefinitely, but you can beat
the
it.
story.
Yeah. I think it's the other one.
Dude,
the
I
online
just
one.
figured it out. I changed my answer.
Okay.
for
What do you pick?
the death. I'm going to play RPG Maker for PlayStation, dude. Because then I just make a game of my life.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
and relive
at the
your
end-
life.
You live it.
Or
Yeah, you
the,
can
or the
live
rest of
your life
what-
in the game. You can make a whole game about your life, tell your whole life story, and then they kill you. But this memory card has your whole life on it, dude.
You live on internally. There you go.
Well, what about like playing a game of like, what the rest of your life would have been if you weren't in this predicament?
It's
That's
depressing.
horrible. Yeah. What about like you?
If that
like,
was the
what if you
punishment,
got
you,
to- yeah.
have to make a video game of what your life would have been if you didn't get caught.
that would be
and you're
kind of
going
fun
to
though.
die.
And then you get to live it out, and then it's like, oh, then I'm dead.
Yeah, cool. And then that horrible.
So it's really
death.
just like real life because you're living on all those years day by day. So there's like an infinite loop, and you're in control of all of it. So honestly, that might even be better than real life because you could be
Dude,
like,
think
hey,
about how sick it would be to play a game that is made by a guy who got killed for murdering people in a Taco Bell.
yeah, isn't that like Sim City or something? Does that game already exist? Isn't that fucking
Sim City.
Like if
Yeah,
Jeffrey
it's the Sims
Dahmer,
5.
if someone was like, "Hey man, Jeffrey Dahmer made a video game before he died," then wouldn't you want to play it?
Dude, that would be crazy. Yeah.
Everybody would. I imagine like my family would gather around as I play that game.
Just to see, yeah.
I'd just be like, what?
When we were on tour, we went to the hotel that Jeffrey Dahmer killed that first guy in,
Yeah.
Oh,
and like
crazy.
were on Summer Slaughter. We went to that hotel in like Milwaukee or whatever, where they like caught him on video walking in with some dude and then just walking out with a briefcase with a dude in it.
Oh yeah.
Oh man,
That's pretty cool.
It was spooky, but I like spooky stuff.
Did you put somebody in a briefcase after you stayed there?
I tried to stuff Nate in a briefcase, but he was like, "Quit it! I gotta play the show."
so not a team player. All right.
Oh man. Well, that was a fun rabbit hole to go down.
I feel like we should make that a reoccurring question. Last
segment
movie you
on
could
the
see
show?
and last game you could
Yeah,
play.
on death row.
I like that.
Yeah, it's a good one, man.
And what you think the circumstances are that got you there.
Yeah, you gotta ask it to people that
Like,
clearly don't play video games.
Oh
too.
yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, it's like, no, you pick one.
I think everybody would be able to pick one though, even if
Simpsons
they're not
Wrestling for PS1.
Dude, Simpsons. What was like the Grand Theft Auto one?
Hit and
Hit and
Run.
Run. Dude, that game was the shit.
Really, I always liked Road Rage more because it was like the Crazy Taxi clone.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Did you?
Dude, I got Crazy Taxi on Dreamcast, bro.
Do you? I think I have it too for Dreamcast. Have you played it?
You can come over anytime and watch it skip mercilessly while you're trying to play.
Dude, that sounds like a lot of fun, actually. Maybe I'll come by after this.
Yeah, I'll see you in like 6 hours, dude.
Yeah, all right. Sweet. Yeah, that would be fucking killer, man. To like play a game. I mean, it would be literally killer. You would get so frustrated.
Do you know how many times you can listen to that Offspring song play only the first minute and a half?
Yeah, dude, I had that Offspring CD, so I thought it was so sick when I found out like the music was in that game, and then I realized it wasn't the full song. And I remember being like, "Oh my god, this sucks!" Like, yeah, listen to an Offspring song not finished, like 4 of them. Also, weird choice for a band to be in that, but it makes a lot of sense now because it's very energetic, like kid with spiked blonde, fucking frosted tips hair would play. They kind of had that.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. Old video game music, like Mega Man and shit, is one of the hugest influences probably on Boreworm and the LSI.
Damn.
Like me and Ben would just sit and play like songs from like Contra or Mega Man or some shit like over and over. You're like, oh, we should do something like this.
Yeah, dude, I feel like a lot of people like that, like the Mega Man music, at least from what I've heard. Like, I like some of it too. I like Castlevania's music. That's got a killer soundtrack.
Castlevania Rips.
Yeah.
Bloody Tears is a classic.
Hell yeah, it is. It is a classic. That is a good jam. There's a lot of good video game music out there.
It's a lost art. There isn't like anything cool in anything after like 2000. I feel like it doesn't have any cool music in it.
Yeah,
I like the music from like The Last of Us has cool music. You know that I forget his name, Gustavo something.
Uh-huh.
He made a really cool soundtrack for that game. And like Silent Hill, that's a huge influence on like our music and stuff. And whenever we try to be spooky, you know, it's always like to me.
Did you play
Like
the? I never played the Silent Hill
kind of
games.
influence.
I always
They're
wanted to.
sick. I've never played them either. I used to just sit and watch my friends play because I hated the controls so much. Like I've never played other than Resident Evil 4 for the Wii. I've never played like any of those Resident Evil or Silent Hill games because I can't stand. Get too frustrated by the controls. Like when I die, I'm like, fuck this, I'm done.
Yeah, that's fair. You know.
But I'll watch somebody else play and be like, oh, dude, move that to solve this puzzle.
That is sick. Yeah, man. Fuck. I never played the Silent Hill games. I remember when Hideo Kojima from Metal Gear Solid and the now popular Death Stranding was supposed to do that Silent Hill game with like Guillermo del Toro or something.
They made that. It was a demo, like PT or something, right?
PT, yep. Mm-hmm. I never played it, but it looked really cool. I guess another time.
It's okay. You have Death. Was it Death?
Death Stranding is that game, which I think is personally genius.
I watched some like gameplay footage of it and it looks really cool. It's a beautiful looking game.
Yes.
Pretty cool. And the guy was like reviewing it and like for the most part gave it really good reviews. And then it was interesting some of the stuff that he didn't like, but it wasn't anything that would be like, oh, that would make me not want to play it. Like, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, a lot of people talk shit on the game because they think like, you know,
Yeah,
Like,
the
go
way
and do his walk.
yeah, that's exactly what he said. He's like, everybody's talking shit about it. He's like, but it's way more than that. And it's like,
Yeah, it is way more than that. And it's just like, okay, like, well, I guess if somebody wants to listen, I would explain it to them. But I feel like most of these people are just,
they don't give a shit.
yeah, fuck
Everybody's
that,
got them
man.
short attention spans.
What do you think about? Well, have you played it?
No, I haven't played it at all. I haven't played any. Like, I have a PS4, and I think the last thing I played on it was like a Mad Max game.
Oh, was it good?
And like,
That's a
I have
fun
like
game.
6 games that are all still like in plastic. I don't like any of them. And I don't know. At some point, like, I just became like guilty that anytime I'm like playing a game, I'm just thinking like, oh, I should be working on art stuff, or I should be finishing this album, writing music. Like I can't get over the guilt of. So it's just not fun anymore.
I could definitely relate to that. Yeah.
Like it's not relaxing. I used to like play video games when I was a kid, like to like escape and relax and like not stress about stuff. And then now every time I'm like, oh, cool, I just spent 30 minutes. I could have spent 30 minutes doing something else, and then I get all like stressed out and not fun. And like Ben from Yellow Science has been bugging me for like a year. He's like, dude, play Apex Legends. And I'm like, dude,
play what?
Play Apex Legends on PS Plus or whatever. And I'm like, I can't play that, man. I can't get into like another Call of Duty kind of game or something.
Yeah, it's very
I just
consuming.
can't justify the time. You know, you gotta make your goddamn shirt. How pissed would you be?
Yeah, dude.
Playing Doom or something, and you're like, where the fuck's my shirt, bro?
Damn, man. Yeah, you've done a bunch of merch designs for us this year. You did 2 of the hottest sellers for sure. The Willow shirt we did, and the Nightfall shirt. Yeah, man, those were selling. Honestly, like, we've been pretty even with all the shirts, which is cool. Like, all of them have sold pretty much equally in one way or another.
That's great. That means you got a good selection of stuff.
Yes.
You got something kind of for what everybody wants.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what
I was wondering the problem with my band where like I'll have like 3 shirts and then nobody wants one of them. Like, okay, that's a mess.
I love the Boreworm merch, dude. I love the Boreworm shirts that you do. I think I have every one almost.
Did you get that bug one that we had at that other show?
Oh, fuck yeah. I got that one. Me and Jace got it. I wore it the other day.
That's the first shirt I've ever for any of my bands ever outsourced to have someone else make.
Yeah. I remember you were telling me that.
It's been like 15 years of bands where I've never not done everything of all the merch.
Yeah, man.
That's the first time.
Did you like doing that? I mean, did that feel more like you didn't have to worry about it as much, or did you find yourself actually paying more attention to it because you weren't doing it yourself?
Dude, it's the same thing as like when I sent out that demo to get like mixed and mastered. It's like if I'm sitting at the house and I don't work on it, it's fine. Like I got stuff to do. I got I got things that I want to work on.
Cool.
But if somebody else is working on something, then I can't turn off the micromanaging, and I can't turn off the like oh, I saw you post 12 minutes ago that you were just hanging out at this venue. Why the fuck I don't have my fucking thing? I completely understand the other side of the coin. When people are waiting on me for artwork, where it's like, yeah, I mean, you can't turn when you don't have the reins. I can't turn it off. I can't turn off the stress of like,
this needs to be done.
Every time I don't get a response, or every time that like it's a day longer than it's going to be done, then I can't turn off that like, well, now it's got to be thicker, or else I'm not going to be happy.
Yeah, I get it. But at the same time, I think everybody's got to like be aware, like, hey, everybody has a life to fucking live too, and
Oh yeah,
I
know that, but I for sure have autism, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I get in those mindsets, and then I think about all the dumb shit I fuck off and do every day, and I'm just like, well, okay. Like, I get it, I've been playing a lot more video games recently because we're not on tour, and like, I don't have a racking amount of pressure on me at the moment. And I've been trying to exercise my creativity, and sometimes you find a little bit of inspiration in video games here and there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, which is
Like, I love that shirt that dude made, and I love the artwork on it, and it's exactly something that I don't think I could have, like, nailed, because I told him, I was like, go, like, full, like, 1980s Dungeons and Dragons rulebook
hell yeah.
looking kind of thing, you know, like something I can't do. Like, I can't do that style, really.
Yeah.
And I know that dude can, like, pull it off perfect, like, pitch perfect. Everything already kind of looks like that to me from him. And, like, I love the artwork so much. It's one of my favorite pieces of artwork that we have. But the second that it doesn't sell as good as one of the other shirts, I'm like, oh, this was a mistake. I should have just did it. You know, like, 'cause for some reason, I don't know what that, there's also, it's hard to be like, the only thing I can equate it to is if, like, somebody filled in on drums for you for a Warforged show or a Roman Ring show or something. And then you saw a video later. Like, of course you're going to be like, well, they didn't play my show there, you know, or, oh, shit, they played that sticker. Like, it becomes more of a, less of, like, I'm just happy to have this cool piece of artwork for me and for my project, and it becomes more of, like, well, I need to work harder to do this, or, you know, like, oh, I actually made something cooler back then or something. Like, there's a bullshit, like, competition-y artist thing that's in there that I can't unpack and, like, get rid of. It sucks, but, like, to be honest, like, it's in there, you know? It's the same kind of thing as, like, you see a band you like that's on your same level get a sick tour and you don't get it, you know? Like, it's the same kind of feeling of, like, fuck, you know?
Yeah, dude.
I should have did that, you know?
Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear that one for sure, dude. But, yeah, that is true. Have you noticed that shirt has not sold as well as the others?
Well, it's more than anything, it's our fault because we have so many shows through a year. You know, Cody has so many bands that he plays in, so many shows.
Yeah,
it's hard for us to book shows, and we don't really like playing a lot of shows at the same places. You know, like where you guys played the Sanctuary. I love playing there, but I don't want to play there every week. You know, I don't want to play there like a couple times a year, and that's like a majority of the metal shows kind of go through there.
Yeah,
So
I've noticed that. Mortal Bird's playing there in a couple weeks.
That's sick. I want to go to that then. But like we get burnt out playing the same places, and like if we're not playing there, one of Cody's other couple bands, like sometimes they'll play there too. So like even when we do have an offer there, it's like Cody doesn't even want to come because he's already played there 4 times. We played there 3 times. Like, I love the place. It's so awesome for the scene to have shows. You know, Maxwell is one of like the best dudes ever. But to have like a place where like we don't want to play that venue all the time, we like burn out what little fan base we have up here playing the same place, you know?
No,
that's why it's fun to play at Max Bar with you guys, because it's like we haven't got to play Lansing really as Boreworm for like a few years now.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that was an insane show too, man. That was like one of the best experiences I've had with the show. I just think like in general. It was really good.
You really think so?
Yeah, there was a good crowd there. Every band was sick. Like Dagon was really good, and like they brought
they were
cool. You guys were awesome to watch. You guys sounded awesome at that show, and it was just a good time, man. Like we played.
We used to play with Dagon in the Yellow Sign, man. Like one of our first couple shows was with Dagon.
Jeez, that's crazy that they've been around
2007.
For so long. Yeah, fuck, that's nuts. But yeah, man, it's just it was a good show. I mean, we got to play a headlining set, so we got to play a longer set, and you know, do a lot of cool shit like that, and yeah, it's cool, man. Good stuff.
Tyler from the Yellow Sign showed up, which is mind blowing to me because I haven't seen him in years.
Yeah, that was cool to see that dude there. Yeah, man, it's crazy. He was the singer, right?
Yeah, he used to be the singer. Him and Ben were, well, they are brothers, but they were brothers.
Yeah. Where's Ben at now? Because Ben was in Boreworm with you for a long time.
Ben was, he did the whole Summer Slaughter tour with us when we did that. And afterward, my life was a mess, you know, 'cause, like, we really jumped into that before we were ready, I think, you know? Like, we'd only been a band for basically, like, I wrote stuff for a year. I got a band together with Cody. We finally got members and stuff. We rushed and put Black Path out early. Originally, like, the songs that were on Black Path and Entomophobia were going to be a full length in itself.
Okay.
But when Nate joined, like, we were, like, kind of rushing, like, oh, well, we have to get something out that shows what we are as a band so people will come to the shows. And then what happened with the Summer Slaughter thing was when we were in the Yellow Sign, this dude, Curtis, who books a lot of cool shows up here, he ended up booking a show. We paid him a bunch of money for pre-sale tickets, and then he ghosted everything and disappeared.
Oh, shit.
Because he had like a drug problem and stuff, and then he went to jail for like years. So like when he came back into getting clean and booking shows and stuff, he was like, "Hey, I'll put you on this Summer Slaughter showcase show. You don't have to pay any of the pre-sales or anything. I'll just put you up." Yeah, the Headbang for the Highway stuff. Well, like, we'll just put you on there. And I was like, oh, fine, whatever, free show. You know, it's a cool venue and stuff. We'll just play that.
Yeah.
And then we didn't realize that was going to keep going, you know? Because we were playing with bands like that band Gift Giver, which are like, they already have a following.
I remember that, dude. Warforged used to play with them. We played with them a couple times, like, around Chicago. It was in the burbs, but I mean, we played with them either 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, they're kind of like an Amir breakdown band with like these kind of bands. Like they already have a fan base of like 200 kids that are going to come to the show for this band. Like,
yeah, that would not have made sense on like a Summer Slaughter though.
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense on there. But in my mind, I'm thinking like, we're not going to win this fucking thing, dude. It's like a bunch of dirtbag dudes. Like me and Nate came to the show. We're both wearing the same shirts. You know,
is that a boarded
really
shirt?
Cool. No, we're both wearing Mortician shirts.
Oh, Mortician.
And, like, this is really cool for, like, winning a showcase. Whatever, who cares? You know, like, it doesn't matter. And we did end up winning that, which is weird. Even though Gift Giver did say, like, that they won. They posted that they won online, even though they didn't.
Did they really?
Which is really weird. And then, like, we weren't ready for any of that stuff at all. So I was, like, real, like, stretched out. I broke up with my girlfriend at the time. It was garbage, and like there was a whole mess during that tour. So like coming back was a huge, like it took forever to get going with stuff.
Yeah, I feel like I met your ex.
With Dave.
Wasn't your ex-girlfriend on the Summer Slaughter tour with you guys?
Yeah, and that was like one of those things where it's like you don't know that you're being an idiot.
Oh.
You know, like you're trying to like fix the problem where it's like, oh, we don't have a merch person, and you know, like this will keep you from having to argue on the phone all the time, probably, and it didn't work.
Okay. Did you guys break up?
Terrible trash person, and just ruined it and made it a horrible thing. But yeah, stupid.
Well, yeah,
but that shit happens. Yes. I think every band deals with something stupid like that. But like financially, after I was back, like it was devastating. So it was a long time of trying to get everything going again after that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely a soul crusher right there, man. Like that was a huge. I saw you guys on that tour. That was the year I won free entry into Summer Slaughter by winning this contest Decrepit Birth did. I won that.
Oh yeah.
And me, Danny, Alex, and Joseph went to that show. So it was a cast of characters. That's where we saw. Remember that dude Alex? He does vocals in now and shit.
Yes, yeah.
That's when he had just gotten shot. Him and his friend Eric were both shot. And like, yeah, they got shot in like a drug deal in Little Village, I believe. And maybe bleep out that name now that I'm saying that. Yeah, definitely bleep out that name. But yeah, they got shot, and they were chilling at Summer Slaughter and telling me about it. I was like, whoa, these guys got shot. Like, and then I think that might have been the first time I met you, Mikey, like in person, was at that show. at Mojo's in Joliet.
Ugh, Mojo's.
Yeah, that was a cool lineup that year, though. It was like Fallujah, Boreworm, The Faceless, Dying Fetus, Morbid Angel.
Man, that's pretty stacked.
Yeah, Goat Whore played that year, I think, right?
Dude, Goat Whore was great.
Yeah.
It was super nice to us.
Oh, that's cool. I'm trying to think.
Which you wouldn't think. He used to call us like glowworm and shit and like make fun of us. But then when Nate crashed our van when he fell asleep, like they were the first dudes out there like trying to help us like fix our tires and like fix our fucking broken shit.
Oh, hell yeah. Damn, that's scary. Nate got into an accident
Super
on the
nice
tour?
guys. What was that?
Nate got into an accident on that tour?
Oh yeah.
I
Well,
know.
we like we had this plan which didn't work, you know, where it's like when you do the Summer Slaughter, you don't realize that like your load ins like 10 a.m. And we were selling Summer Slaughters merch also, so we had to be there when doors open and everything
Oh, they made you do that shit?
to sell their merch for them, and we would get a kickback from that, which made it like we don't even pay like $120 or something for a show. And sometimes the fucking drives would be like 12 hours or something.
Yep.
You know, so like that's not paying for gas even.
Yeah.
You don't really sell merch or anything because like people are going there to see the Faceless and Dying Fetus and shit like that. They don't really have any money for your shitty band, you know.
I hear you. Yeah, at that point.
Bug shirt.
I bought Boreworm merch at that show.
Well, you saved our ass, man.
Yeah, I remember I bought like 2 or 3
we
shirts of that shit.
used every dollar we had to get through that.
Yeah, I believe it, man. Fuck, that's rough, dude.
But yeah, like we would, you're selling their merch, so you'd show up at like 10, load in all the merch, get that all set up for Summer Slaughter, load in our merch, then wait, have all the backlining done, and then around like 1:30, we would backline our stuff up there, do a line check, and then the local band would load their stuff in front of us, and then we'd play like, you know, hour after doors or whatever, around 3 o'clock, 2:30, 3 o'clock, you know?
Yeah.
And then the whole rest of the show, we'd have to sell the merch, so we'd get that nice kickback from Sumerian.
Uh-huh.
And then you have to keep that shit all set up through the rest of the night till when the last band played.
Yep.
So we'd have to be there all day. There wasn't any days where like, fuck, dude, we got an 18-hour drive. We can like just split early since we already played and like try to make some extra time up. Like we had to be there 10 a.m. to midnight or 1 a.m. like every day loading out.
Fuck, that's brutal.
Yeah,
Holy
that's an
shit.
open-
And there wasn't a single drive, like other than the 2 California shows, like in the beginning, there wasn't a single drive that was less than 8 hours.
Oh my god.
Holy
That is
shit.
horrendous.
So we'd get out of a show at like midnight, 1 o'clock, drive all through the night, show up at the next show, immediately start loading into the next place because it's already 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. And so we were trying to work out a plan, like, all right, so day one, like, Ben, Tyler, you guys, 1 driver, 1 wingman, 4 people sleep. The next day we'll alternate, you know? So there's like, one day you drive, the next day you're a wingman, and then, you know, like the day after that, 2 days in a row, you get to sleep all night, right?
Yeah.
And then that goes out the window as soon as like Origin's like, did you want to do fucking shots for this, bro?
Yeah, there
And
it
like,
is.
oh, shit. And then there's no,
Of course,
now
yeah.
there's no order because fucking Mike and Nate are fucked up, you know, like, and
Damn.
it's their turn, and now we gotta fucking go and figure it out.
Yeah.
And, you know, so then it becomes the whole thing of like, well, who's awake enough to drive?
Oh,
And then
Yeah,
for
for
how
real.
long can you drive? Oh, I can drive for like 2 hours. Oh, I can drive for like 45 minutes, you know, and then everyone's trying to stay awake, and then the stereo's broken, so everyone's like, we got in this thing where Sam, our bass player, and co-air drummer were playing music to their in-ear monitors while they were driving because there was no stereo.
Yeah.
So every time that like Sam would fall asleep, you wouldn't be able to yell like, "Hey, dude! Hey, man! What's up?
Oh my
hey,
God.
hey, wake up!" It sounds
Jesus, yeah.
You have to physically run and jump into the front of the van and grab him and shake him like to wake them up if they're
Oh
falling
my
asleep.
god.
Oh, that's
So,
horrifying.
yeah. It was a complete
Jesus.
nightmare, yeah. But like everyone was sober, like already like a week in because like these are bands that we like idolize, you know, like Decrepit Birth, Origin, you know, Dying Fetus, Morbid Angel. You know, these are like sick bands that like and it would be crazy to not want to tour with them if you like death metal, you know?
Oh yeah,
that's so like we want to like
giant tour.
Be annoying and like pick their ears about stuff and be like, you know. I remember being so pumped, like the fucking Trey from Morbid Angel bought one of our shirts. You know, I was like, oh, this is so sick.
That's awesome.
You know, I remember listening to Where the Slime Was on like off of Kazaa or LimeWire or some shit when I was like a little kid.
Hell yeah.
You know, but like, yeah, we were falling asleep left and right, and nobody could stay awake, and we were trying to make do with what we could, and fell asleep and sideswiped the semi-truck on the expressway.
Oh, yeah.
That's terrifying.
And Ben didn't even wake up.
Ooh. Not good.
But we were fine. We made it. We survived it.
That's good. You guys are fine.
Nobody knew we were on the fucking tour. Nobody did any promotion that was like, hey, well, we're the winner of blah, 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 and you're on Timber Slaughter. Like, every show we played, people would be like, holy shit, dude. I've never seen your band before. What? Are you guys from here? Are you this is the biggest vocal band we ever seen?
Yeah.
They're like, we're from Michigan. They're like, you drove all the way from Michigan for one show? Like, no,
we're on the tour.
We're on this whole tour. I know we're not on the flyer, but
damn, that's ridiculous.
A little defeating.
Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, man.
Still awesome.
I remember
when
we got there, when they opened doors at Summer Slaughter, they already had you guys start playing. So it was like you were.
Yeah, there was a lot of shows that were like that.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
The local band would play like before doors, which is insane. They would do that to people. It's so brutal. To like, yeah, we're gonna let people in about 5 minutes into your set, and you guys got 15 minutes. So, like, they would do that shit all the time because there were so many shows where they weren't even supposed to be locals on there, but they would guarantee it to them and stuff.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, we'll just put you before doors, I guess.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's brutal, dude.
That would make no sense. It's like, well, what's the point?
Exactly.
Ridiculous.
So terrible.
Ridiculous shit.
But yeah, Ben was out in Vegas. He was in Vegas now. After Summer Slaughter, we were, had all those like money problems and shit, and we weren't really doing anything because that's my fault. I write everything pretty much musically. Me and Nate write everything. I write all the music, and I write like the story, and then Nate like translates the story into lyrics and everything, and makes all the lyric stuff. But other than me and Nate, we pretty much write the whole thing.
Gotcha. And Nate left,
so, like,
right?
After we got back, I wasn't writing anything, and we weren't really doing anything, and I was like all mopey and shit, and it was like annoying to be around.
Yeah.
Like our dream tour like turned into like a nightmare, which was like in retrospect it was still awesome, but we were just like sour about like nobody talked to us like we thought we're like, oh fuck, we're killing this tour, we're gonna get signed and blah blah blah, we're gonna be rock stores.
Yeah.
And that obviously didn't even close to happen.
Yeah.
And so like Ben just made other plans, and once we Nate quit because he's gonna have a kid and get his whole life sorted with his wife and everything, and Ben was like, all right, I guess we're done. I'm out. I'm going to Vegas. So he moved out there, and he's still out there. I saw him actually. Me and my girlfriend Kelsey went on a vacation out to Vegas, and I linked up with him for a day, which is pretty cool.
That's cool.
And he's out there, thriving.
Yeah.
More so than he was here. He like hated it here, so I felt bad like trapping him and being like, "Stay, because it's my band."
Yeah.
So,
I hear you, man.
He didn't like being here at all. He wanted to change,
Yeah. Well, Cameron's killing it now.
What was that?
Cameron's killing it now.
Yeah, dude, Cameron rules.
Yeah. He's the shit. He's a sick dude, too.
He's a sick dude. I wish he would headbang more.
Yeah.
But I wish that all the time for everybody.
You don't think he headbangs?
I wish Nate would headbang more, and he headbanged 100% of the time that he's doing vocals.
Yeah, dude, hell yeah, man. What about Cody?
Cody rules too. He fucked up in the last show. They were actually didn't show up on time.
Yeah, you were saying that. So what happened?
We fucking always do the same thing. We're worried that Cody's gonna be mad if we're like, dude, show up at 3:00 like everybody else. And he's like, yeah, dude, I'll show up at like 5 and doors are at 5 or whatever. And he got in traffic, just late, like an hour late. So we had to push the whole show back. And
holy shit.
Yeah, we're trying to talk to Maxwell, the promoter, and be like, hey, can we switch to the band? And it's like embarrassing, like little kid stuff. Like, fuck.
Yeah, what show was that?
Fallujah, Beyond Creation, Archaic, all these awesome bands.
Yeah.
Like, friends of ours from Summer Slaughter they're like, dude, are you guys even playing? What's going on? No.
Yeah, that's so funny, man. Yeah, that's crazy, dude. I forgot. Yeah. Oh, well, now a lot of those guys aren't in the... Well, a couple of the guys are not in the band that were on Slaughter that were in Fallujah then.
Yeah. Brian's gone and stuff.
And Alex
gone.
Yeah.
So, when we're on Summer Slaughter, I'd hang out with Scott.
Yeah.
Close, probably. So,
okay.
It was cool to see him, and then for 12 minutes before I got pissed off, or this is fucking so, you know.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's pretty
dumb shit.
Yeah, it's pretty rough shit, man. I mean, the one thing I do like about having a van, I mean, I guess when you're using the van for your main source of transportation, it's everybody's got to be there. You know what I mean? But I get it.
I used to love that, dude.
Yeah.
In the old time, that was my favorite thing. Was all right, everybody be here at noon. Get in the van. Nobody's fucking, nobody's showing up after they go get lunch with their girlfriend or after they go, hang out with their brother or whatever. It's everybody's stuck in the van. We're all going to laugh and roast each other about dumb shit. And then we're going to get a bullshit hot and ready pizza and feel sick. And then we're going to go to this show 45 minutes from our house and pretend we're in Texas, or wherever.
Yeah, dude.
That was the funnest thing for me. We don't have a van anymore. So now everybody shows up when they can, and hopefully everyone shows up before we play, which, sucks,
Yeah, I mean, that's one rule that you can just be hey, guys, we all have to be here at load-in, at this time. Do what you need to do throughout your day to,
yeah, just make it happen.
Sure you're there. Just be there. Yeah, good job,
I wish that it works every time.
Yeah, I know, man. I can relate to it for sure, man.
I'm a huge worrywart, too, with any of that kind of stuff. I'm always stressing, my girlfriend going to make sure safe. Is she going to be able to get in? Is fucking Sam going to remember his cables or something? I stress about everybody's stuff, not just me.
Yeah.
So every show, if we're not all rolling in the van and that's just worked out first, then it's going to be fun.
Yeah, man.
Too stressed about stuff.
I hear you, man. I hear you. It is what it is, I mean, it's hard not to stress about that shit, especially at that level. I don't know. I still get stressed about shit that we do all the time. Especially on tour, I get stressed.
Tour is very stressful. That's what no one understands from outside being a band, It's how much work?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a lot of work. It's I don't know. I mean, there's bands that I mean, people that just have, it's just a lot of stuff, especially the last tour we did where it was every drive was long and we're not good at overnight driving. So we had to figure out a science where it was just kind of okay, let's just get up super fucking early, find a place to crash, get up super early to make it to the next show, and basically it was the same thing. Yeah. It was sometimes there would be mornings where we would all have to trade off because it was just fuck, everybody's exhausted. Other times people would step up.
I'm the worst at night driving, period. Yeah. I'm the jerk off that's dude, I'm good to go. And then 12 minutes, I'm already falling asleep. And I keep doing the thing dude, I'm fine, I didn't fall asleep. And
Yeah.
Dude, I know I'm falling asleep. Why am I trying to
Why are you trying
I'm
to
not?
say that you're not?
Like,
Yeah. I hear you, man. Dude, I'm the same way. I try to be good at night driving, but then I'm like, ugh, why did I agree to do this?
yeah.
Yeah.
If it's the morning, if I sleep for like 3 hours and it's like 4 in the morning and the sun's coming up slowly, I'll drive for 12 hours straight. That's fine. If I can't do it after, so never.
Yeah, it's hard.
The worst.
Yeah, because you're exhausted, you know? It's like, and then like right at the end of the show, you're using your last bit of strength to load out and then like get everybody's drunk ass to get ready to fucking go. And then it's like by that time you're the only one that's not drunk, but your body is so exhausted, and it's just like, oh great, like, yeah. I'm not saying that happens with Warforged all the time, and I'm not saying I'm not the one who does that in Warforged certain times, because I'm definitely on the opposite end, you know, getting fucked up, and I'm just like, oh okay, let's go, you know. I've been there before for sure, but yeah, I mean I don't know, it's common practice sometimes, just because it's like, I don't know, people like to party, people like to, on tour, they like to party, and you know.
It's fun to hang out with the
I'm not even like
friends.
a party guy. I just lie to myself and say I'm okay to drive, but I'm not.
Okay, yeah, exactly. Yeah, so face value, it's definitely not a good idea to be doing what you're doing.
Like, that's the secret to me and Nate's show, is that we're both lightweights, big time.
Oh, fuck yeah, I'm a huge lightweight, especially when it comes to drinking. I'm such a lightweight. That's why I want to come on your show, because give me like 3 beers, and I'm just like, oh. I'm definitely not a big drinker.
We'll do like 2 movies, so it's like a total like 4 or 5 hours between 2 movies, and like 10 beers is like right on the edge of like where Nate's getting ready to throw up.
Yeah, same, dude. I would be fucked at that point.
Then, dude, you have to do that, man. That's the whole thing. We want to get drunk enough to where we're both like, don't act normal when we're on camera or anything.
Yeah.
We act like weirdos because we're too shy.
Sure.
And like, that's the whole point. It's like, you get drunk and forget that the camera's on.
Uh-huh.
Then hopefully people can get a window of how annoying it is to like hang out with us when it's just me and Nate.
Yeah, man.
Hopefully they think that's as funny as I think it is. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, I do too.
We have episodes too of the show that aren't out that are still sitting on my computer. Like we have a face-off episode.
Oh, fuck, man.
Episode. And we have an episode where me and Nate both fell asleep in the movie.
That's awesome.
Like a whole extra hour of us sleeping while we're trying to watch this movie. And like, I don't know what to do with that one yet. And then the face-off one, like, we watched 2 movies, like a movie with Nicolas Cage and a movie with John Travolta, and we were gonna like watch both those movies and then watch Face Off after it as like a bonus for like our season finale, like to combine the 2 guys. And we did the whole episode of Face Off. Instead of drinking beers, we took shots.
Oh,
and we're taking all these shots and everything, and like didn't realize like we're filming the whole thing with all the audio is fucked. Like, all the video is like messed up and like off center and all fucked up because we're way too drunk to be doing that. And it's like it's borderline unusable footage. It's just a mess. So I'm trying to figure out how to like spin it to make it entertaining, you know? Like how to spin this like mess of drunken nonsense into something that fits with, you know, the quote unquote brand, you know, or whatever, like how to make it work for what we're doing.
Uh-huh.
And I've just been sitting on it for so long trying to figure it out. I feel like I've almost got it ready, and like hopefully we can start like the next season soon, so I can like put that out as like a like, all right, come if you liked it before, check out this bullshit that we fucked up before, and then here's the new stuff, you know.
Well, shit. I think you should release it all, personally. I would love to see that.
It's a huge mess, but it's one of my favorite things that we did.
Hell yeah, man. Fuck yeah. Well, that's cool, dude. So what do you got? What's on the horizon? So we got this Boreworm single you're telling us about.
Yeah, we got a Boreworm single that's coming out next month. Hopefully people think that it's sick and aren't like, wow, this band fucking blew it. And then hopefully in early 2020, we should have more double feature to come out. And
fuck yeah.
hopefully a new Boreworm album shortly after that.
Oh,
Nice.
Sweet. That would be dope.
Hopefully. It's a big, giant, mess right now. I'm writing a novel to go with it, so that's kind of its own thing.
Have you started that?
And what was that?
Have you started that?
Yeah, I'm like waist deep.
Oh, fuck yeah.
In there. So we got the whole story arc for everything, and I'm writing, people generally don't care about CDs that much anymore, and we definitely don't have money to get vinyl printed or anything like that.
Uh-huh.
So, my thought process is, if we're doing this, if it's the only thing that we put out, like professionally recorded,
Uh-huh.
and life happens or whatever after, then I want it to be enough of a cool thing to where I have that to hang my hat on, I did something I wanted to do. A lot of times, like, everything ends up being kind of like almost what you want, like the whole thing we did, like Black Pass was like half of our full length, and then Entering Fully was another half.
Yeah.
I want to put out like one big piece where if that sits out there forever and we never make anything again, then at least that was like, I did something I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Like that I've had in my mind for forever. So I want it to be the full thing. I want people to hear the music in its entirety in a full-length format. I want people to have artwork that I made that represents everything I wanted to push forward for this album, and I want people to have the whole story. You know me, whenever I'm like, I'm almost done with something, I like to tease. Like,
Yeah.
are people still pumped about this? So like, I tease a lot what's going on with the whole like story and science fiction horror thing of the story of the band.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to have like a solid piece of, here's a chunk of the story,
Yeah.
just drop that with the album, with everything. Hopefully they bounce off each other and make it something that, like all those like Cody and Cambria type bands and stuff, where it's like the backstory is there. If you read into that, then the music maybe is more cool or something, like I want to have that full package of stuff I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Drop it all as one thing,
Hell yeah, man.
So that's the goal for early 2020
Fuck
for
yeah,
the band.
dude. Well, that's good. That's good shit, man.
Because I feel like if I don't do that at least one time, then I will die unfulfilled, and everyone will know I'm a failure.
Well, yeah, definitely good to get some shit out there for sure. And I'll probably feel.
And then your shirt should be done sometime in June or July of next year.
Dude, fuck yeah,
and
man.
it'll be perfect.
There we go. Yeah, give it. You know what? Add another 5 years on top of it. Why not? Well, hell yeah, man.
Dude, I'm sorry it takes so long, man. I just didn't know that you were ready for that fucking shit.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, honestly, it was at the point where we were just like, I guess whenever we get it, we'll figure out what we're gonna do with it. So then I was just like, hey, like, and then I was just like, I realized I'm like, well, I guess I really haven't talked to you about it at all. So I was just like, oh, I should probably be like, hey, what's going on with that? So I was just like, yo, should we like? Because I didn't want to. I don't know. I was worried that like it was so like past it, and you probably had so much other shit going on. I was like, oh, he's probably prioritizing other shit on top of it because I really haven't been on it. And then you were like, yeah, I've been doing that because you haven't really told me anything. And I was like, well, shit, I guess I should have. Like, which is fine. We got like, at this point right now, we don't have any tours at the moment, and we have some merch ideas that are all they're being brewed on as we speak. So the idea is we're going to get something made, I think, for the holidays, or we're going to try at least a shirt, if not some more stuff. And then otherwise, whatever we don't use, it's stuff we have ready to go for the next tour, or the next time we got a merch run. So
you guys got a tour lined up for next year already?
we do not. We have nothing lined up at the moment. We kind of.
Yeah, play some shows with us then, dude.
I know. That's what I'm saying, man. Do you guys want to?
Well, yeah, man, we always want to.
Did you guys have?
At least I always want to. Yeah, to see when Cody's fucking schedule opens up enough to where he can actually play something.
Yeah, dude, for real, man. But yeah, I would love to do that shit, man. Like, we're all on board for that. So, yeah. I mean, I guess I can't really speak too much of what we're actually doing at the moment, but on the air. But I can message you about it. We could talk about some
Can't have
shit.
a paper trail of it.
Yeah, so we're working on stuff. We're in the works. It's just we kind of, I think, wanted to just kind of like not do the winter touring thing at the moment because, like, yeah, a lot of different reasons. But we'll hopefully be back out there in the spring. So, and in the summer again, hitting it hard. So that's kind of the goal.
We'll figure something out, man.
Yeah, man. So we'll be stuck in Chicago.
Worm-forged Boer War something. Fuck.
We're just stuck in the Midwest for another gloomy ass fucking winter, dude.
Mm.
Yeah.
I look forward to that.
It's got its charm. In a certain extent, I feel like it does. I definitely think it
There's nothing
does.
charming about our winters.
Sometimes there's a little bit. There's a charm of like a vibe of, things are getting dark at 4:30 p.m.
They passed that law, man. They're getting rid of daylight savings.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
When?
2021.
What's the point of that?
So originally it was to help save energy costs during World War II. And they just kept doing it.
Okay.
And it really didn't do anything. It still doesn't do anything as far as saving energy goes.
So I always just thought it was to get like the daylight aligned right because it just would feel weird. And now I'm just like, this is stupid. But even then, the sun will end up going down quicker. Just not like, it'll be like that naturally. But instead of 4:30, it'll at least be 5:30 when it's
which would be way better. Like,
yeah, a little bit at least.
I would like to see more sun.
Yeah, but I do like those days where it's like, I get an extra hour to sleep in.
It's one day.
Or it's just like, because me and my dad always talk about like, it's really like when the time springs ahead.
Do that for like the first week.
Yeah, we always lie about it.
Technically, it's really.
So it's not going to spring ahead again? Or we got one more year of it?
One more year of it.
Fuck. So then I'll be like, well, it's 10 a.m. now, but it's really 9, so. And my mom would be like,
control schemes, dude.
Well, my mom would just be like, you fucking retard, it's 10 o'clock. Like, dude.
Clock says 10, it's 10, you idiots.
Me and my dad were like, well, really, it's 9.
Technically.
Yeah, but it's not at all.
Hey, Bill, what did you do with that rat case that you made, man?
What's up?
I saw on Instagram you were making like a 212 and like what is the rack part on there?
So that is my setup for my band Something Is Waiting. It's 2 212s and then my Kemper and a rack with the wireless and then a secondary pedal board that's essentially a ridiculous splitter and then a dolly, really just like really nice wheels on it with a little drawer that I can keep a bunch of shit in, and it's all interchangeable and interlocking. So it's an idea.
Yeah, I thought you had like those cool like outside latches on there to like latch them together while they're moving.
Yeah, it's cool. So I can interchange them however I want depending on how I'm feeling that day, or if I want to have a 212 on the other side of the room, I can, or I can have it right next to me. Yeah, it's great. It's an idea I've kicked around for the last like 4 or 5 years, and like a lot of my friends I've like told about, and they're like, "That's a great idea. You should do it." And I'm like, "I should," and I never did until.
You just fucking did it.
Yeah, I was like, "Fuck this! I got to make this thing," because I was sick of. Don't get me wrong, I love Emperor. I think they make great cabs. I just don't want to use their shit. As somebody that makes their own cabs, it's like, yeah, I probably should have my own and not use another company, especially one that's based out of Chicago as well. So it's also an ad thing as well as a personal preference. But yeah, I
That's
just
sick that they latch together like that, though. That's always my like nightmare is like thinking about my shit falling off.
Yep. Yeah. I was telling my dad that the other day. I was like, yeah, the other nice thing is like I've done so many shows where I got to get off so fast that I don't take my amp off, and it's terrifying because it always slides around or almost comes off. I've seen guys' heads fucking fly off and just get destroyed. And with this system, I don't have to worry about that anymore. It's so tightly compact that I'm pretty convinced. I haven't done it, and I don't think I would, but I think I could, if I took the entire stack and just turned it horizontally, it would not budge. But I don't want to try that. I think it'll work fine. I don't think at any point in time anybody.
I wish I had a case like that, like when I used to play bass. So I used to have this big dumb rack case on top of my bass cabs, and both my bass cabs, like when I played bass in the Yellow Sign, it was like a 412 and a 115, or 410 and a 115.
Oh, okay,
and then I had this big rack on top where I had my power amp in there, and since I didn't have a Sans amp or anything to like do the overdrive, I had one of those bass pod beams.
Holy shit!
The little beam bass pod things. It's so stupid. And I would have that, and I'd have like an overdrive programmed in there, and then I'd have like a foot pedal on the ground so I could make like noises like between songs and shit. Because I still had to like control freak the band, even though I was just playing bass. and and so many shows, like I'd be moving that around, and that whole top thing would just fall on the ground. And like
terrifying.
Because like the rack I have wasn't like a nice, concise, like 4-space rack for my 2-space power amp in my car conditioner. It was like a 12-space rack. It looked so stupid. Giant empty space on top of there. But I also have that weird complex where like I want to have the tallest rig of anyone in the band.
I get that.
The tallest rig?
Also.
Yeah, dude, you got to be the monolith. You got to be the alpha of your band, dude. If you're taller than everyone else in the band with your gear, then that means that you're winning.
Yeah, you're the best member of the band.
What if you made everybody else use
combo amps?
You're
the best member of the band if your stuff casts the longest shadow.
Exactly. You should make Cam and fucking Sam use combo amps then.
Just get a couple of 112s.
I might force them to do that, dude.
Yeah, you should, dude. And be like, yo, it would look sick.
I'm going to start making Sam go direct and put his like pedals on the ground where his amp would be.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. What about Cam?
Dude, speaking of long shadows, what do you think of that new Nile, dude?
Oh, fuck, man. It's so good, dude. That's what I think about it.
Dude, why does that guy sound like a more concise Dallas, though?
I don't know. That is kind of weird.
Sounds like Dallas.
Yeah, he kind of does sound like Dallas. He has that same like tinge to his voice. I don't know, man, but honestly, I think it's like the best record they've done in years. Like the last couple of records, I didn't mind them, but I never really like fell in love with them. I kind of liked At the Gates of Seth or whatever the fuck. Sethu? What is it? You know what I'm talking about?
Sethu. Yeah.
It came out. It's not the newest one. The newest one before the brand new one, obviously. I forget what it's called, but I didn't really like it that
much.
Which
should not be unearthed or something.
That one, yeah. That one, I couldn't get into it, man. I liked a couple songs
Ken
at best.
Susi from Unearthed. That helps.
Yeah, Ken Susi from Unearthed by Nile. That which should not be unearthed. Ken Susi should, in fact, be in Unearthed by Nile.
Dude, I wanted, you know how I found the band Unearthed? I wanted to call our first band that. I wrote a whole list of band names before we made our first band before the Yellow Sign.
Which one was that?
And I was like, Unearthed would be a cool band. And then I went to a record store and there was already a band called Unearthed. And I was like, fuck. And I bought Things of Conscience or whatever. Like their first album, I was like, oh, fuck, this is sick, actually. Damn it.
That's funny. What was your first band?
I couldn't call my band. What was that?
What was the first band before the Yellow Sign?
Before the Yellow Sign, we were called Kudara, which was one of the bosses from an Xbox game called Otogi Myth of Demons. It was a giant centipede boss monster or whatever. I was like, Kudar, that's a big name. And I was obviously already obsessed with bugs, so I forced that onto the band. And then after like a summer of playing a bunch of local shows at like tattoo shops and rec centers and stuff, we were like, we should probably kick out our 40-year-old drummer and get somebody that's more our age, and then try to write something cooler and more concise. All these songs sound completely different.
Yeah.
And we did that, and then it was the all fun.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Kept everybody but the drummer. And then,
I guess that's all you can do.
not that our drummer was bad. He was probably better than Nate was, because Nate was the drummer for the all fun.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, our old drummer Darren was actually the coolest dude. He recorded our first Yellow Sign song, actually.
Oh, fuck yeah.
He recorded our Swamp EP.
The Swamp
a
EP.
month to record 2 songs or 3 songs or whatever. And it was a nightmare, but that dude rules.
Hell yeah.
I'll never say anything bad about Darren. That dude's the coolest dude. Nicest dude ever.
Fuck yeah. Well, sweet, man. You got anything? I've almost got you here for about 2 hours, it looks like.
Yeah, we can.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I don't want to take up your entire fucking day, and I also got to not take up my entire fucking day because I went to an art gallery and got drunk here. Well, not drunk, but high here last night and didn't do any of my errands. So, c'est la vie.
Well, cool, man. I've been pacing back and forth in my workroom here, not working on your shirt.
Well, dude, sick. No pressure, man.
Now, you can't be mad, dude. You can't be mad when it's not done today.
That's fine.
Slow in progress, Jason.
There we go, man. Well, cool. Thanks for coming on the show, man.
Yeah,
this was
thank
sick.
Thanks for having me, man. I don't know if I was a good guest or not, but whatever.
You're killing it,
No,
man.
you're great. Yeah.
It was good.
And we get a lot of compliments about the theme song, so thank you very much,
dude.
man.
Oh, yeah, dude. I was going to make you another theme song that's like the polar opposite of that. I'll send it to you.
You should. Please
Fuck
do.
yeah, that could be our outro. Fuck yeah.
That'd be sick.
Well, sweet, man. Hello?
Hello?
Okay.
Oh. All right, man.
That would have been such a bad ending. We just lose them.
All right, dude.
Duck the landing, bro.
Well, thanks so much, dude. We will
thank
catch
you, Mike.
you. I'll talk to you soon, man.
Oh, yeah, dude. Best of luck in the future with everything for both of your guys' bands.
Thank you.
All 17 of them.
Yeah.
Dude, same with you, man.
Dude, I got one dumb bug band. That's it. I don't do anything other than that.
Well, I'm sure it'll be sick, and we'll make sure to link everybody to everything you do in the comments in our video here.
Hell yeah.
So
dude.
what we'll do is,
promote my dumb song when it comes out.
we will.
It's got
absolutely.
a breakdown in it, kinda. So Oceano thing will sick, and it's got kind of a black metal part in it, and kind of a Meshuggah part in it.
Sick.
So,
Cool.
everyone should hopefully think it's cool.
Hell yeah.
It's
Alrighty,
about
dude.
bugs eating people, so
Nice.
that's like the whole mission statement of the band.
Yeah, dude. Fuck yeah, man. All right, brother. Take
All
it
right, man.
easy.
Have a good one, dude.
Take it. Yep, you too, brother. All right, man.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
All right, man. See you.
Nice. We finally had a successful phone call.
Yeah, that was killer.
All right.
That was good.
Much better than the Marv phone call, which was funny.
The Marv phone call?
When we called him before he came to the show and it wasn't working,
yeah.
because we didn't work out the kinks.
Forgot about that,
but
yeah.
now we did.
But now we
So it was
did.
good.
So it just took 10 minutes, not even.
It'll get
So-
fucked up again, and then we'll be like,
Yeah,
what
then
the
we'll be
hell's
like,
going
how did
on?
we do it last time? Yeah. So,
Cool.
Well, yeah, man.
Yeah, that was fun. That was great. I'm glad that worked out. I'm glad
Yeah.
we got to talk to Mike. And
same.
yeah, that's the man that made our fucking theme song, man.
Yeah,
and our
and our
logos and
logos,
stuff.
yeah.
So this is a good episode for everybody to kind of get to know him a little bit and check out his band for sure.
Yes,
They're awesome.
please do. They're a killer. Boreworm is killer. And I'm sure I'll be gushing about the single when it drops. I've heard it, and it's dope.
Have you?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
It's killer. So
Nice.
it's really good. Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. Do you got anything to plug?
Yeah, just December 21st, Holiday of Horror that they do. It's like the 26th annual one or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's where Macabre dusts off the cobwebs and plays once a year.
Yeah.
Something is Waiting is doing that, which is pretty cool. There's a bunch of bands on that, like Without Waves, Hugh Corrupts. Trying to think, those are the two that pop in my head because they're
Everything Must Die is on it.
Yeah.
November's Doom is on it. It's like a stacked show.
Oh fuck yeah! Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of bands. There's another band I haven't even heard of. I forget what they're called.
I believe it's gonna be both rooms at Reggie's. I think that's
that
why.
would make sense.
Yeah, and we're gonna be in the bar.
Fuck yeah! I'll eat some wings.
Everybody's about those wings, and then I think I know there's like something else going on in December. I just don't remember what.
With Something Is Waiting?
Mm-hmm.
Is it announced?
I'm sure it is. I just can't think of what it was.
Because I don't know if anything other than what we got. So
a loud pop.
Was it a loud pop? Yeah. I'm sorry. I should have
That's
waited.
right.
I didn't think about
You're
it.
Fine.
Yeah, I don't know.
What else? What do you got to plug?
Just our show again, December 6th at fucking Reggie's. Come out.
Fuck yeah.
Will this be after that, though? No.
Mm-mm.
No, it'll still be before.
This will be the week before, yeah.
I believe we're actually going to be doing a raffle for a free vinyl for somebody. And everybody who just buys a ticket at the door is entered into this raffle.
Oh, nice.
So, just come out, do it. Yeah, and try to get some active shit going or something like that. So we're going to try and do that at the merge table and all that stuff. So, yeah.
I'm stoked for that show. It's fucking stacked. It's like the best of like Chicago.
Yeah, dude, we're all very pumped
so
for it.
It's really cool.
We're finally gonna get to practicing for it tomorrow. So,
are you guys not been practicing?
No, we've just been working on other shit.
Oh, it's too cool to practice, huh?
We're not that. That's Well, it's another conversation for another time.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I don't know, man. We will be jamming and we'll be good. We're gonna get we got a pretty cool set list, I think. So,
what are you doing? 45?
Yes.
Nice.
I believe. Yeah. So
just do the whole album again.
We never did the whole record yet. Dude.
I thought you did it at the release.
No, we didn't have a release.
Oh, that's right. You just said that. Would you?
Immortal Burn had a release, and they played the full record. They played their full record. We did not
do that. Why won't you? Whatever. Are you guys playing that last song?
Let me look right now and see.
I'm bad with titles. You did do that song at Empty Bottle and it was fucking awesome.
Yeah, we did. No, I don't think we're doing that song at this one.
Okay, well then
we're doing
like
a different
I'm gonna catch
one.
wounds and then just get out there, get out early then.
It looks like we're doing a couple different songs.
Okay.
So yeah.
Not just from the full length. Are you guys doing some old stuff too?
There's gonna be at least something old, probably. Nice. So we'll see. We're talking about it. It's just kind of like we're gonna give. I think just throw some ideas at the wall tomorrow and kind of go from there. But
nice.
Yeah, do it. I think we're currently doing a vinyl giveaway on our Facebook.
I saw that because a buddy of ours like tagged me in it. Because like that was like the rule was like you tag a friend.
Tag a friend.
Right?
I didn't actually not my jurisdiction, which is really cool. So yeah, Alex actually stemmed that one. So
really,
yeah,
all right.
Yeah, he's been killing it with that.
Nice to see he's being proactive.
Yeah,
cool.
it's good.
Nice.
So yeah, check it out. Check it out if you want to win some music. Check it out if you just want to see some cool music. We'll be there. I will also be at your show, Holiday of Horror, and we will be going to Nate's show somehow.
Cobra,
so
at the same time, December 21st, the Infected is getting back together for one show only.
Yeah, Cobra,
which is pretty cool. So yeah, if you can't make it to our show, you should at least go to that.
Yeah,
because chances are, if you're friends with me, then you definitely know those dudes.
Yeah, yeah, man.
And they're the shit, man. They're cool.
We'll be trying to go to both. So
yeah, like I said, if as long as it doesn't get in the way of man, I don't know. I'm so torn between that because I really, really want to go and see the Infected.
Yeah, I have to.
Lord knows whenever they're gonna ever do that again.
Yeah, I'm going. It's set in stone already,
Nice.
so I'm going. But yeah.
So next week, just to kind of reiterate, we're gonna be doing the new metal show with Gobo. So yeah, if
tune in.
Yeah. So the once again the bands in the album are Sworn In, the Death Card, Slipknot's self-titled, and Finger 11, Greyest of Blue Skies. So yeah, if you want, check out the albums, listen to them, and then hear us bitch, moan, complain about them. It'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm about to listen to that Finger 11 album actually on my way home right now. Yeah, so I remember.
Nice.
That's the only one I haven't heard.
Yeah, well, that was the one that when we were at practice, I was playing one of the riffs from that album, and you were asking me about it.
The Greyest of Blue Skies. Ooh, this album cover, man.
The Broken Doll.
Yeah.
Very new metal.
Sweet. Alrighty.
But yeah, that's
cool.
it. Cool.
Thanks for
Thank you, everybody.
checking it out, guys.
Appreciate it.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for checking out this week's episode. Really appreciate it. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button on any of the platforms you follow us on. We do appreciate it. If you have any comments, please leave them. And like always, if you're watching this on YouTube, go to the description for any links to some of the stuff we've talked about. Yeah, it's been a while since I've done a voiceover for one of these, as you can tell. Thank you guys. See you next week. Bye.